She's on fire, she's so hot. I'm no liar, she burned up the spot. Look like Mariah, I took another shot. Hold her, drop it like it's hot. Dirty talk.
Dirty talk.
She a freaky girl, and I'm a freaky man. She on the rebound, broke up with her ex, and I'm like Rodman, ready on deck. I told her wanna ride out.
What up, what up, what up, what up?
Yes, we didn't go to church, but I got blessed.
Blessed. Mr. Worldwide. Finally got a notification. That's what I'm talking about. Ooh, having the time of my life. Ooh. Work. What are you going to be posting? These stories tonight are interesting. It's about people who suddenly drop their friendly facade. But you have to help me think of a new title, because that's way too long. It's the general concept. David, thank you for the 1. And Amanda Funk, welcome back for 11 months. Says, yo, hope all is well, Joel. I'm happy to be here tonight. Happy to have you, Amanda. Good to see you. Do you have this song on your workout playlist? I do, yeah. This is a good one. I don't know why, I just like this one. I was 34, Joel. I'll be 34 in February. It's good, man, you know. Everybody wants to call you grandpa on YouTube, which is fine. But, like, I just don't give a fuck. 10 years of this shit, bro. 10 years of YouTube. 10 motherfucking years in August. I won the first place trophy. It's such an honor. I want to thank everyone who worked so hard for us to get here. I couldn't have done it without y'all. What'd you get first place in? Am I a muscle mommy? I try to be. What video do you think he would be watching tomorrow in post? Me? Or Pitbull? Remember that. What will we be posting tomorrow? Yeah, I told you. People who suddenly drop their friendly facade. I got the first comment on the live. Oh, okay, nice. Hell yeah. You get to wear a badge of honor and a cool hat. Listening to go to sleep and having a nice birthday dinner with my family. Best way to come to my 24th. Been here. That's awesome, Jasmine. Happy 24th. That's crazy. I got a decade on you. Did you feel funny the day after you smoked some weed? I did. I felt like it was weird. It was like I lost track of time. And it's not like it took me it's not like you get hung over, but you just get I'm like, man, if I smoked all the time, I would just be in a constant mental fog, you know what I mean? Alexis, welcome. Your first tattoo. I'm excited. I want a cat and some flowers. Hell yeah. Anybody else here got any new tattoos? people about stories that drop their mask. Yeah, essentially. But I'm just not sure. I'm trying to think of like what. It's so like. It makes sense. But it's like. You got 17 tats. I just have one on my lower back. It says abandon hope, ye who enter here. You got your knee blasted. What happened to your knee? You got more tats that you can count. Yeah, here once you start, it's kind of addictive. It's a very expensive hobby. I already have a shitty stick and pokes from when I was drunk and dumb, so I don't know at this point. Shit. You ever thought about doing Twitch and YouTube at the same time since they're now cross-streaming? I thought about it, yeah. Do you think it'd be worth it? Would I just be like in the just chatting category? I would have to have 2 chats up. It'd be a little confusing. You sent one via email, but not sure if it reached you. Emerald Voice is the name on the email. I'll look into it. Yeah, I usually don't email people back if we use it, just because, I don't know, I feel like that would take forever. I feel like sending it over email, it's sort of just implied. When I was young, you got tats to be different. Nowadays, it's the complete opposites. You get tats to fit in because you're part of a prison gang. Which prison gang is everyone here involved in? I've been smoking since I was 13. I can't remember months of my life. Holy shit, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could get into it all the time. I mean, the fact that time went by so fast during that, it might have just been like the typical birthday vibe. If you're free tomorrow to make a video, can you make a video edit 12 or 1? What does that mean, edit 12 or 1? Like 12 stories? Multiple body piercings too, seem like everyone has them now. Yeah, you gotta go above and beyond now. You have to become a lizard. I mean, it couldn't hurt. It sucks you have to pay for YouTube Premium to like close the screen and listen when I doze off. With Twitch, you can just close it and plays at Spotify, whatnot. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, I think you can connect. I'll have to make like a Twitch account. Unfortunately, didn't have enough money left. Promise. No, don't even worry about it. Guys, never feel like you owe me anything. I'm just happy that you're here. Welcome. How was my weekend? It was a good weekend. My friend didn't have a place to stay when they were in town, so they stayed with me. And that felt good to kind of like provide somebody, I don't know, to have that option. Can you make a video at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock? Usually I release between like 7 and 9 p.m. EST. Hey, Mammy Kitten, welcome back for 7 months. I was using this because I missed my 30th, but I have 10 tats, 7 of my kids, the autism puzzle pieces, and my hubby, aka Jimmy Neutron at work. That's awesome. Oh, it's your 49th. Wait, your 49th what? Birthday? Don't drink, don't smoke. Yeah, I think at a certain age, it might just get kind of boring, and sometimes people just want to see what it feels like without substances, which I personally am all for. Because the clearer my mind is, because the one thing when I smoke and stuff, I just get a little, I don't know, I overthink everything, you know? Shorty, you got 15, what kind of tattoos you got? Gonna make a video around the clock. Yeah, we're gonna post a video every minute on the minute. I got a piercing too. It's on my butthole. It creates a cage. So I'm protected. But it turns my poop into sort of a Play-Doh situation. It's rough. What kind of mic do I use? This is a Neumann. You're hearing me through a Neumann right now. TLM 103 or whatever. Is 37 too old to get a tattoo? I mean, if you're just starting out, it depends on what the tattoo's for. Like, some people... Like, I feel like I could see myself getting a tattoo for... like a life partner, or like a... if you have like a child or something, but I just have no, you know, I don't even like wearing graphic tees, you know, because I just feel like it attracts too much attention. You're getting tats together with your dad. He's like 60 something. See, that's cool. What kind of chair do I use? I actually have a standing desk, just because doing squat and deadlift, if I like sit too long, my hips get really tight and it hurts my back, and I'm just like sore all the time. So I've heard that getting a standing desk is the healthiest means to avoid that kind of issue. And also, even if like you're not even like lifting weights, or you know, you're just stuck at a desk all day, I highly suggest the standing desk. Hey Lynn, what's up? Stand during these streams? I do, yeah. You deadlift? Who died? The weight. I killed it. Do I find tattoos attractive? No, I guess I'm pretty neutral towards them. Like, I don't really think when I'm looking at a woman, I even really contemplate. Sometimes I see tattoos and I feel like I'm almost like, I get like a negative notion towards the person or something. Not in like a bad way, but just sort of like, uh-oh. What's their situation? Are they gonna cast a astrology spell on me or something? What's up, life once lived? How you doing? Crazy listening for hours and end during my work shifts. I got you, bro. All cookies are sugar cookies, aren't they? And lots of things are cooked, but that's the cookie. That's the cookie. A red flag tattoo. That'd be funny, yeah. Just get a red flag on your forehead. Black tank top. It is funny though, like when you wear a tank top, like, I've never really been a tank top person, but whenever I would wear like muscle shirts, people were like, whoa, showing off the guns today, huh? Blah, 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 blah. And then I don't know, I don't even want to be looked at. Do a video on butterfly effect stories. That would be interesting, actually. I'm gonna write that down. Also, remind me, guys, I can't open up the, do not open the performance window. That's what got me into trouble with the stream freezing. Crop top, no thank you. Looking like Gerald from Hey Arnold. What's my name again? It is Joel. Just wearing a wife beater all day. Chilling at the trailer park. What's the butterfly effect? I think it's basically just like things that have happened that create a grandiose effect down the road. Getting a tattoo of the name of your girlfriend and you break up with her. Yeah, exactly. Then you gotta get covered up. And I feel like that costs even more money. Because if you get them laser removed, it's gonna leave like some scars. Did I grow up in Pennsylvania? I did, yeah. Prince Kentucky. Hooters, crop top, short shorts. Hell yeah. Is Hooters out of business? We gotta bring it back. It had good family values there. done a video on the Mandela effect. No, what's the Mandela effect again? Oh yeah, where like things seem like you think they happened, but they didn't happen that way or something. Keeps the judgmental people away. That's fair. But what if you're judging the judgers? Then you find yourself in a tough spot. A guy had bat soup and the world shut down for a year. I do find it kind of weird that the origins of COVID still aren't like some like officially known process. I mean, maybe it is. Maybe I just forgot about it. Berenstein Bears versus Berenstain. Yeah, I feel like that's always the one people talk about. Doing a solo trip to Pennsylvania maybe next year. That's cool. What are you going to do there? Do a little hiking? There is a place in Pennsylvania that has the clearest view of the Milky Way in the whole East Coast. The Milky Way. Let's see. Let's see where that is. Pennsylvania. Growing up, that was like the hardest. Alright, so we got Arches National Park, Banff, Canada, La Palma, Spain, the Dolomites, Italy, wow, Sahara Desert, Tunisia, Mount Bromo, Indonesia, Namib Desert, Namibia, I haven't even heard of these places, Atacama Desert in Chile, Wollemi, Australia. Australia is another one of the best places to see the Milky Way in the southern hemisphere. The Australian outback, one of the best places. Wollemi National Park, the wildest area in New South Wales. And Tasman Glacier, New Zealand. Dang, where's Pennsylvania? The ultimate stargazing spots in PA. Cherry Springs State Park, Sproul State Forest, Laurel Hill State Park, Raston Lake, Raystown Lake, Lake Erie, French Creek State Park, Susquehannock State Forest, Michow State Forest, Ohiopyle State, that's a great name, Pine Grove Furnace State Park, Wagman Observatory. Oh, dude, I would love to go to an observatory. Can you do a video of you watching other videos? Like, I don't know if you've, like Ben or Topper or the Stoke Twins or Sniper Wolf or any videos. We did react to like scary videos in the past. What do I think of fast food place that's overrated? Probably Arby's, I would say. Like, I like Arby's sandwiches. I've been there. They're pretty tasty, but I just feel like the bread and the meat itself is kind of dry. And I know that you get like sauces and stuff, but the fact that the sauces, I don't know, the fact that everything's just dry, and the fact that you have to like dunk it and shit, kind of makes it, yeah, Arby's fries, the curly fries are good as shit. We get this really cool observatory in Rhode Island, darkest skies and infrared lights, so cool. Favorite stand-up comedian? Probably Louis C.K. What's his name? Shane Gillis. He's from Pennsylvania, and he's pretty popular right now. I was watching some of his show. It's called Tires on Netflix. It's pretty funny. Have you been doing YouTube for 6 years? I've been doing YouTube since 2014. So in August, it will be a decade of YouTube, which is crazy. Definitely Bushkill Falls and Ricketts Glen State Park in Pennsylvania I'll be visiting. Nice. That's awesome. I have been to Ricketts Glen before. It's really pretty. It's just like a nice walk alongside, up and down a bunch of really cool waterfalls. I remember going there with some friends, and some girl jumped off one of the waterfalls into the water, and like, but for whatever reason, I don't know, she didn't like cannonball or like plan how deep the water was, and she like rolled her ankle and she couldn't walk, and we had we had to call like game warden, I don't know if it was game wardens or who it was, to like take her out on a stretcher. It was really unfun for everyone involved. You got married 2014, nice. Is there a guideline for the story? Not really. Like, if you do send it in, either on Reddit r/Let's Read Official, or Let's Read Submissions at gmail.com, I just ask that you like kind of give sort of a Reddit type title of like kind of a TLDR of what happened in the story, maybe even saying what kind of topic it's about. Do you do a bunch of stories about park rangers? I have, yeah, in the past. There's some pretty recent park ranger stories, actually. Going to Canada to the Rake Island. What's that about? I live that solo woman traveler life and I love it. That's good, yeah. If you enjoy seeing the world, might as well. As far as I know, we only get one life. Any PA people ever heard of Peace Rock? I've never heard of it. Why do we park in driveways and drive in parkways? I don't know. I've never heard of parkways before. Is that like a highway? Listening with your 2-month-old kitten. Oh, that's cute. Do we get to name it, or did you already name it? All right, friends. Thanks for being here. Click like, click share, all that good stuff. Like I said, we got 3 stories about people who dropped their friendly mask and showed their true selves. Any of the 6 New England states? Which ones are those? I've been to Rhode Island, Massachusetts. I've never been like super far. I probably passed through some and not even realized it. Never been to like Maine or anything that far north. You took in a pregnant cat today. Uh-oh. How many kittens do you think you're about to get? It's not the 1800s. People don't wait for 2 months to name their babies anymore because they actually live these days. Well, that's good. I didn't know that. Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I just passed through Rhode Island or something on my way to Massachusetts, or like I kind of went through the state lines. I forget exactly why. Fly me to the moon. You ever been to Boston in the fall? That was actually, in Massachusetts. We went to Boston to see a show of like, it was years ago, see a show for this like heavy metal show. I forget who they were, but there was a mosh pit and I got punched in the face by a random like hand, and that was really annoying because it like hit me in the nose and like teeth. And so I just like took a step out and was like, okay, I guess I won't be doing that again. He's right with me now because Kitten attacked his mom too bad. Oh. But yeah, Boston was cool. Cities are interesting sometimes because it's like you go to them and surprisingly a lot of them are like dead in the evening. You know what I mean? Like at nighttime it seems like there's just like nobody there. But I guess that makes sense if people just commute for work and whatnot. All right, let's do it. Hey, it's Joel. Boosh. Knock me out. I thought, fuck. You hate punchers in the mosh pits. Yeah, I know they do that move where they just start flailing around, and that might have been what hit me because it didn't feel like a full-on punch. It just felt like someone backhanded my face, so I assumed they were like flailing their arms and just accidentally did it. But I don't know. Initially, it was fun because I was like bouncing off of people and like being a little bit bigger. I wasn't trying to knock anybody over or anything, but I felt like I could like handle all of their like pushes and bumps and stuff. And I didn't do anything to like annoy anybody, I don't think, but I took a stray. Drive the Kangamungus Highway and go to the mountains in New Hampshire. Perhaps. Your wife started a fight in the pit. Yikes. Do I have kids? No kids. Future as a boxer. I don't know. Like boxing, I kind of hate the fact that like YouTube creators like normalize this idea of like boxing. I mean, it's great in the sense for like workouts and stuff, but just the idea of taking like repetitive smacks to the head just doesn't sound very healthy for anybody who's just trying to live their life, you know. I thought I had hit the lottery when I met my boyfriend's family. His mother was so nice and welcoming from day one. She immediately wanted to include me in family traditions, although I was still just a girlfriend back then. My boyfriend's father was a little quiet and a typically manly man, but he was nice enough to everyone. It felt beautiful, and things only got better when my boyfriend proposed. I invited my mother-in-law along with my mother and sisters for almost every event that I was having as the bride. She cried when she saw me in my dress at the fitting, and I can't describe the kind of speech that she made at the wedding. And those were some of the most beautiful words anyone has said to me in my entire life. My own mother told me that I was the luckiest girl alive to find such a wonderful My own mother told me that I was the luckiest girl alive to find such wonderful in-laws because my paternal grandmother was, I guess, a raging lunatic. In short, she was never our grandma because she hated my mother so much. But as it stood, my future children, if and when I decided to have them, would have both sets of grandparents, so my mother was so excited for me. I should probably give everyone some fake names to make things a little clearer here and keep things relatively anonymous. I'll call my mother-in-law Lucinda and my husband Eric, and you should also understand that we're Caucasian, an American family, and this happened this century, obviously. No one was really religious. My husband's family were Protestant Catholics, but not really churchgoers, and my family only attended church for weddings. And really, in short, there was no special clashes or really any signs of what would come next. I can't say that there was any evident flips. I can't say that there was any evident flip of the switch because it all happened so gradually. I was the literal frog in a pot of slowly boiling water, as I like to say. Eric and I went on our honeymoon to the Bahamas and had a wonderful time. We talked about nothing and everything at the same time. One thing I made clear is that I was considering graduate school, so I wanted to wait a few years before we started having any children. We'd only discussed these things in general terms. We had only discussed these things in general terms, but after marriage, you have to set a few ground rules to really let each other know which direction you're going in. And Eric was completely supportive. He said it was a wonderful idea to wait, and we could save money for the future, get a better house, etc. Amazing, I thought. When we got back from our trip, we settled into our daily routines as a married couple. I should have noticed at that point what I didn't when we were dating. Or you could say that it started at that time. But I began cooking all the meals and Eric got sloppier than ever. We only lived together for a year before we were married, and he was never really that sloppy. He liked cooking for me. But in this sort of new normal, he was leaving things around, not washing dishes, telling me when he needed laundry done and what I needed to make him for dinner. And I know, that was a red flag right away, but you don't notice this stuff when you're still riding the high of a wedding and honeymoon. I was working too and researching how and where to apply to graduate school, how much money we would have to spend, and if I could juggle it with my job. And by the end of that first week back, I was completely exhausted. And Sunday I was looking forward to sleeping and just sort of rotting in bed all day. Instead, Eric dropped the bomb of me. Eric lit off a bomb in our house. Red flags in marriage. Just graduated, all signed up to start your bachelor's this fall. Hey, nice, C-Money, that's awesome. Hey, Gabby, how you doing? His job, if he could juggle this with his job. What was the job? A professional juggler. Instead, Eric dropped the bomb on me that his parents were coming for lunch, so I needed to get the house ready. I asked him why he didn't tell me sooner, and he replied that he thought he did. And anyway, this will be our weekly routine now, he said. Excuse me? I asked what he meant by that, and he said that his mother had decided that we needed to have a weekly lunch or dinner because she didn't want us to lose touch with daily life. I told him I would have been fine with that if only he had discussed it with me earlier, and I'm tired from that crazy week previously. Eric said that I didn't... Sorry, the grammar's kind of randomly weird. Sign off for a video. Point down to laugh longer. Point down to laugh longer? What's that? What's that? What the heck is that? Westchester, New York, what up? Do you edit as you go, or do you wait until the end of the stories to edit? Yeah, afterwards I'll have this microphone on the top here, the H4n Pro. I'll connect it to my computer and just drag all the sort of start and stop files in there. Much easier to edit than trying to siphon through everything. Chop and screw, it's like making sushi. Don't edit out the burps, yeah. Blah, 6 hours of burping. Eric said that if I didn't want to do it, I should be the one to call his mother and tell her. I was so angry, and honestly, I loved Lucinda so much that I wouldn't dare do such a thing. I got up from bed and told Eric that if we were working so hard on a Sunday, he had to help, and he agreed. Lucinda and her husband, we'll call him Anthony, arrived after I spent the entire morning making a nice lunch. And what did Eric do? He mowed the lawn. I guess that was something. But anyway, we sat down to lunch. Lucinda wanted to know all about our honeymoon, and we laughed, telling her stories and such. After lunch, Eric and his father went to the back patio to drink and talk. I didn't like that because it left me with all the dishes. Luckily, I had Lucinda who volunteered to help, and I thanked her gladly, and I felt comfortable. Enough to talk to her about the few things that I was currently dealing with. I told her that her son was becoming sloppier than he'd ever been, and she just sort of laughed and said something along the lines of, "That always happens to men when they get married." I asked her what she did to change that, and she looked at me funny. She didn't understand why I wanted to change that. She told me I simply had to follow along because I was married, and becoming a wife meant taking care of my husband. I laughed. I honestly and truly thought that she was kidding in that moment, and there was no way this amazing woman was telling me something so 1950s. She had to be joking. When I looked at her again, she wasn't laughing with me. Lucinda was staring me dead in the face, and I kind of lost my breath for a second from how creepy it was. "I'm not kidding," she said, and showed only a little annoyance as she continued. She said it was her job for years to take care of her husband, and she also asked if I was looking down on her. I immediately shook my head. I couldn't believe that she would interpret my laughter that way, but I also explained that I was working just as hard as him, and that we should be sharing the household responsibilities and everything that entails. Lucinda grabbed my arm and squeezed a little too hard for comfort, but not enough for me to complain in the moment. And she says, "This marriage, and when you have kids, it'll be harder, and you have to prepare for that. I want my grandkids to grow up in a good home." I tried to loosen her finger. How was my birthday? It was great. It was a great bidet. Ripley's Believe It or Else. Believe it or else. I tried to loosen her fingers and said that was fine, but Eric and I had discussed kids and we wouldn't be having them anytime soon. The arm squeezing got painful this time. She asked what I was talking about, and I told her that Eric and I had agreed to wait because I was going to grad school. Finally, she let my arm go and threw the dish plate that she had been helping me dry onto the sink. I actually jumped at the noise. She told me that I couldn't wait to have children. It's so confusing. I don't know why. Let me just put it in the chat GDP to fix the grammar. It's like, I don't know. There's just like weird little dialogue shit that comes up and like, it's weird. Hey, Mark Wright, welcome to the Butter Sock Cult. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you, my friend. Okay. I wanted to stop by since it's been so long, but hope you had a good B-day. I'm going to try sleep early tonight for once, hoping for no insomnia this time. Heck yeah. I hate that. That's like the worst feeling, laying in bed and just like being like, well, I don't think I'm going to fall asleep. Started your job with FEMA next week. That's cool. What does that all involve? She told me I couldn't wait to have children. I was getting too old. I guess 28 is old. And I needed to start having children immediately or they would come out. And I won't write this, but she used the R word and other not-so-nice terms. Then she went into a lecture about women prioritizing the wrong things. According to her, a career wasn't important for a woman. What mattered was family only. Besides, I already had a college degree and a good job. Why would I need anything else? I had accomplished everything and it was time to focus on the future. Now, don't get me wrong, I wasn't being persuaded by this very antiquated rant, but I was in such shock that she would say these kind of things to me. One reason I mentioned our country, race, and religion, and more, is that I understand people in other places still have these sort of expectations in their society. But not in modern America, I thought. Not the one that I grew up, or... not the one I grew up in, or the one I thought... Okay. Not the one I grew up in, or the one I thought I was marrying into. Yet I was so stunned that I just sort of took it. And when Lucinda finished her rant, she went to grab the dish plate again, but I lowered my voice to something very soothing and asked her to sit down. I served her some tea and got back to work to finish the dishes. When I picked up her empty cup, she gently took my arm again and said, "Don't tell Eric any of this. These are wife worries. He doesn't need to know." Screw that, I thought. I sat Eric down that night as soon as his parents left, which took way longer than I expected, and lunch almost turned into a nightmare. I was worried about having to make them dinner, but I also told my husband that I wasn't going to put up with any of this attitude, and that I didn't sign up to be a housewife. I was going to advance my career, and he was going to be my partner, not a child that I had to take care of. If he couldn't do that... Jesus Christ. If he couldn't do that, we had to get divorced. Why he go right to divorce talk instead of... I feel like he didn't even get to like defend himself in the sense of whether he even agreed with what she was saying or what the mom was saying. Yeah, I don't know. Certain people are more sensitive to certain words. What year is this taking place? It said this century. I don't fucking know. I don't know. She's like immediately taking it out on him. I mean, unless he like, I don't know. Unless he like is aggressively agreeing with it, but it just seems so random. Yeah, it took place in 2000 BC. If he couldn't do that, I thought that we might have to get divorced. And he panicked, and he apologized and said that he hadn't noticed what he was doing, and he was sorry. Well, good, I thought, but I needed more than just apologies. I wanted a real change in him. And this did work. And following that conversation, Eric went back to being the partner that he had been before marriage. The problem was, of course, Lucinda, my mother-in-law, whom I really couldn't talk to like I did with my husband. I agreed to Sunday lunch every week just to keep the peace, but Lucinda began to show up more often. It was always after I had arrived from work. On the first surprise visit, she knocked, and I opened and let her in. Not so gladly, but what could I really do? She came to show me something under the guise of welcoming me. She came to show me something under the guise of welcoming me more into the family. It was a cookbook, a copy of the one all the women in their family had at home. It was very nice, but she made me cook one of the recipes that night, and she stayed, and she didn't help at all. Lucinda said that I had to learn on my own because she wouldn't be there forever. Eric arrived and we sat down, and she left without helping to clean up. Another day, she showed up with my father-in-law's shirts to teach me how to sew buttons. Another time, her lesson was a special way to do laundry that left... Oh, I don't know why this story's so annoying already. I guess if it ends in like a crescendo, then it all makes sense, but I just feel like it just seems like they're jumping to conclusions so fast. Sew buttons. Sew this button, quick. Another time, her lesson was a special way to do laundry that left things softer and better. And I was kind of losing my patience with her. I told Eric, and he said that he would have a talk with her. And later, she wanted me to come over, and at first, it was different because she was buttering me up. She fed me cookies and showed me old photo albums of Eric as a child. I knew this was a sort of persuade me to have kids type of day, and I just sort of nodded and smiled. But one night was terrible for me. I don't remember if I had a bad day at work or if I was just feeling awful, but when I saw that Lucinda was waiting for me, I just knew that something would happen. I tried holding it in and led her outside. I tried to hold it in and led her inside the house, listening to her happy chatter about some friend of hers who had just become a grandma. She looked at my house and told me that I needed to start vacuuming more often because it was getting too dusty, and I said that I would soon. She started making sniffing noises and said that I needed to do more cleaning too because the house smelled musty. I stepped into the kitchen for some water and she followed. There were, honestly, like 2 dishes in the sink that I hadn't cleaned that morning because I was running a little late, and Lucinda started clicking her tongue and shaking her head. She said something like, "Dear, it's your responsibility to keep the house in shape. I'm coming here more often. I need to train you." And that was it. I spit out the gulp of water that I had just taken and coughed for a while because I could barely speak. Kooky cookie. Lynn, thank you for the gifter too. Brad Gentry, welcome Brad. Have you listened to New Jeans? I have not, no. Or maybe I did, I don't even know. Joel, you are not the cleaner. I'm clean as heck. I clean up pretty shit everywhere in his vomit and his stink. Mr. Nightmare started adding sound effects on his narrations, like squeaking, creaky opening doors, creepy laughs, and footsteps. Would you ever do that? Probably not, just because my videos are longer, and because he only releases like 15-minute videos like once a week or once every 2 weeks, so I feel like it's a little bit easier for him to go through and do those types of edits. But being that I put out like almost hour-long or longer videos like twice a week, it's the workflow really wouldn't be there. I mean, if there's something that really feels like I need to add a sound effect, I might, but I also feel like sound effects might like interrupt people's zen state of mind, you know what I mean? I feel like this lady complains about everyone else's quirks and shortcomings but doesn't realize she's not perfect. I mean, yeah, like the mother-in-law doesn't sound great, but it's like she also has this tone so far. And it's not to poop on her, because I'm sure something bad would happen the fact that this story was submitted. But she has this tone that's like, yeah, better than thou kind of thing. Or especially the way she like took it out on her husband right out the gate. It just felt really weird. It sounds like the husband's getting thrown around by like two matriarchs. 3D ASMR horror story experience. I remember, seeing there were videos that were like 8D or whatever. Did you ever watch Corpse Husband's videos? Just found them the other day, and the videos are awesome. Nice dude. I don't even know if he makes any spooky content anymore. I don't even know if he makes music anymore, does he? What is like the strategy for making music nowadays? Do you just make like one-off singles? Because Corpse doesn't make like albums, does he? He just kind of like makes like TikTok single songs and releases those, which is cool if you find success with it, but I figured you want to maybe try to like produce like full-on EPs or whatever. Doesn't do live shows. Who's Corpse? Corpse was he got insanely popular from doing true scary stories on stuff, but I don't think he was a big fan of doing it. And then he was a master. He was like the master at like networking and becoming friends with people, because then he was able to like, I remember he like was like one step away from that Boy in the Band kid who was like at PewDiePie's wedding, I vaguely recall, and Boy in the Band and PewDiePie obviously were like huge. And and then he did the whole, what's that thing called? Among Us. Sorry, I don't know. I forgot about Among Us, and popped off with that, but kind of used that as like a stepping stone for his music, which was like brilliant. I mean, that was like such a smart thing to do. But I feel like he doesn't really release much music very often, which is fine. Like if you're like a perfectionist when it comes to like your art and you have success with it, like if you're getting like millions of streams anyways and it makes you money, then fuck it, dude. Who gives a shit? If alcohol is so bad for you, why does it stop your headaches and shaking hands? Exactly. Been saying that for years. Why do you call the little donut holes? Why do you call the little donut holes whenever you dig up and have the leftover dirt and call the hole? How does that make sense? I gotta be honest, I don't know if that was English or what, but I totally agree. Brittany Grace with a 1. Thank you so much, Brittany. He actually has GERD. Yeah, I never really understood the GERD concept, because it's like, GERD just means like gastroesophageal reflux disease, but the term GERD is more of like a symptom. So presumably there's some source to the symptom, right? And I'm curious but it sounds like anytime he's ever gone to the doctor, he's never been able to find a source. Do I have self-improvement advice? Probably just lift weights. Try to find a good workout program and get into lifting weights. Just because like once you kind of like know what it feels like to better yourself through like nutrition and, you know, resistance training, I feel like that transfers really well to like also trying other things like, you know, your passions or starting a business or going to school or whatever you feel is going to advance your life a little bit more. Joel, the source of the reflux is your gastropassage. Yeah, but like, that's not the source of your reflux. Like that, it's the source in the sense that it's coming from that. But what is the cause of the gastrointestinal fluid being like pushed around by your, like what's causing it to shoot up in through like the esophageal sphincter to the esophagus to cause the issues, you know what I mean? Like you got to do like a house MD type thing to figure that shit out. But I don't know, maybe he needs to look into like alternative medicine, because I remember whenever I used to have really bad acid reflux, I started focusing on like gut health. And I'm not saying mine's the same as his or that his origins are the same at all. I'm not trying to negate his experiences there at all, but I remember like apple cider vinegar every time I would eat was really good to like normalize the pH balances within my stomach, to help digest things a little bit better and make my stomach acid more, capable of breaking down food and all that kind of shit. Midnight Terror is using my content. Let's go get him. Let's go look at him. Midnight Terror. I don't see a channel called Midnight Terror. I just see like videos and stuff. You ever watch Xena or Hercules or Highlander? Yeah, dude, Xena and Hercules were always on. It was pretty sick. Poop transplants I have, yeah. I mean, that's really what it probably comes down to, is just like fixing I'm not saying he needs a poop transplant or anything like that. Somebody needs to shit into his ass or mouth, and I'm just kidding. But yeah, sometimes it's just like your gut biome is fucked up, either from not getting appropriate, like, I don't know. Maybe he wasn't, I'm not even going to talk about him anymore. It's whatever. Fuck with Labyrinth. Labyrinth was good. I spit out the gulp of water that I had just taken and coughed for a while before I could start speaking, or really shouting, but I did. And I told her there was no training me. I wasn't a dog. I wasn't a maid. 2 dishes and a little dust doesn't matter. And her son didn't marry me to get live-in help that he could sleep with. I admit that I was very rude and kind of hysterical, and to be honest, I expected a little pushback. Lucinda should have gotten just as crazy with me. And honestly, I expected a little pushback. Lucinda should have gotten just as crazy with me, and I thought that she would scold me for raising my voice and go into another 1950s rant, but she didn't. I saw her face become completely stoic, and her mouth was tightly shut and her nostrils were flaring only a little. Then she left the kitchen and got out of my house. I would have followed up when... Fuck, there's a bug that just landed on my screen. Fuck. Now I gotta kill him. I would have followed and apologized, but I was too tired. I was sure that I would see her later, obviously, and we could just have that conversation. I considered that Eric probably never spoke to her about our agreement. Perhaps Lucinda would call him, crying about the way that I spoke to her. I looked forward to that, to this open communication, But my husband got home, kissed me, and we went about our night as normal as ever. He was tired, but he helped me with the dishes, was affectionate, and we went to bed on great terms. All right, I thought. Lucinda wanted to keep these things between us, and maybe that's why she had asked me not to tell Eric about these wife worries. But the next morning I decided to apologize when she came over and we could sit down and talk. Lucinda didn't come, and she didn't answer any of my calls. I asked Eric if everything was all right with her, and he said that he talked to her and everything seemed fine. I gave her a few days before I decided to go to her house. My father-in-law answered the door and said Lucinda wasn't feeling too well, so I left, and then I have to admit that I didn't try harder. I got busier at work and with the upcoming deadline for grad school. Eric and I were happy at home, so Lucinda kind of just slipped into the back of my mind. Also, my boss was supervising everything I did more than usual for some reason. Months passed, and things were a little sad for me because none of the schools that I had applied to accepted me, and I was pretty bummed out around that time. Eric got busy at work too. Life, you know. And before I knew it, it was now Thanksgiving, and we were going to Lucinda's house. She was hosting the extended family, and I hadn't seen most of them since the wedding. And so, to be nice and a little kiss-ass, I cooked an apple pie from the recipe book that Lucinda gave me. I brought it in, and she wrinkled her nose and said something snarky like she didn't think that I wanted to be a maid and a cook. I let it go because she obviously was still angry at me. The issue later was that almost everyone at the party avoided me. At first, I thought that I was just imagining things, but people stealthily left rooms whenever I was around. A few conversations stopped when I stepped out of the kitchen onto the back porch throughout the evening. Eric didn't even notice, but I was getting more concerned. After dinner, while everyone was still outside, I managed to corner Lucinda in the kitchen. I apologized for yelling at her and went through my list of excuses and justifications, and I blamed myself entirely just to get on her good side. Lucinda put down a tray of emptying drink. Lucinda needs to be stopped. I'm over her stories that make me rage. Yeah, I don't know what's about to happen. Hopefully something good. Get demonetized for killing a bug, that'd be funny. Lucinda put down a tray of empty drinking glasses on her kitchen counter and turned to me, and she started thanking me for the apology, but it was too late. I had shown her that I wasn't good enough for her son, but she was going to make sure that I changed that soon, she said. I asked her what she was talking about. Lucinda crossed her arms and insisted that I would be arranging my attitude soon. Lucinda was never a scary person, but the way she looked at me, she wasn't the woman who had cried at seeing my wedding dress. I held my ground, though. I said that I wasn't going to change, and what's more, Eric loved me the way I was. She smiled and chuckled, all very condescendingly. Lucinda said that he didn't love me fully right now because he needed a real wife, just like his mother. I had a chance to become that type of wife with her help, but I had squandered it, which gave her no other choice but to intervene. What? Intervene how? And Lucinda came out with the entire truth. She said that she had called all my schools because my husband told her which ones I had applied to and made sure to speak very badly about me. She also found out my boss was married to her aunt's friend and called him too, saying something like, "Soon you won't have school or work, so your only focus will be Eric. Your only Wait, what? She also found... Lucinda is the mother-in-law in this story. She also found out my boss was married to her aunt's friend and called him too. I don't know. The dialogue's so fucking confusing because it doesn't say like she said. It's like, just starts out of nowhere. She also found out my boss was married to her aunt's friend and called him too. She said, "Soon you won't have school or work, so you only will focus on Eric. That's your purpose." And I really couldn't believe it. God damn it. And I really couldn't believe it. Our thing happened months ago, and never in my wildest dreams would I have suspected anything like this. I asked her why she was telling me because I could easily expose her wrongdoings to the family, and she laughed at me again, this sort of little huff sound, and asked who would believe me. And I knew. This was the reason people were avoiding me that day. She had said something to turn the family against me, and they were only being polite for Eric's sake. Except it was obviously more than that, as she smugly started telling me. Lucinda told everyone that I was alienating her from her son. She told me that Eric barely visited her because I didn't allow it, and that I wanted to make him have a vasectomy so we would never have kids. It was insane. It was diabolical, really, and nothing like the woman I had known. I think Lucinda had been waiting to tell her. The family mastermind. I think Lucinda had been waiting to tell me her plans, like some villain in a movie whose detail. Blah, 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 blah. Mook cop on duty stories, heck yeah. I think Lucinda had been waiting to tell me her plans, like a villain in a movie who details his entire plot right before killing James Bond, because she sighed happily after she was done. I was barely breathing, thinking, what would be her final blow? Would good me survive? This is so dramatic, but also, like, the thing that the mom is doing is so insane, but it's like the way it's written is just weird. Whenever you get Skittles and you expect the Skittles to be different flavors, but you know they have all the same flavor, they just the color of them are different colors. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tasted different colored Skittles before. I do like to put all of them in my mouth at once and just make a big wad of them. You're baking cookies? Hell yeah, dude. The funniest part is sometimes I read comments on the videos you post and people think you embellish the details for views, but like you read them live, I actually crack up. Yes, I don't know. I have no fucking clue. I mean, I would be too much of a pain in the ass to sit here and like embellish people's shit. Cookie donations would be nice. If it just like 3D printed a cookie right next to me. I think Lucinda had been waiting to tell me her plans, like a villain in a movie who details his entire plot right before killing James Bond, because she sighed happily after she was done saying that. In that moment, it was insane. I was barely breathing, thinking, what would be this final blow that she had for me? I guess I did. What the fuck is... Even like through the fucking, I don't know. What the fuck? It's my dream car. I don't really know, honestly. I like cars, but I just don't really give a shit that much to have a dream one. Just got possessed. I think Lucinda had been waiting to tell me her plans, like a villain in a movie who details his entire plot right before killing the hero, because she just sighed happily after she was done. It was insane, though. I was barely breathing, thinking, what would be her final blow? And would I even survive all of this? But I guess I did. But Eric and I didn't. As soon as we got home, I just broke down. I was sobbing and snot was coming out of my nose in a disgusting display, and after a while I realized that Eric wasn't very comforting to me. He had sat on our couch and crossed his arms, and he looked so much like Lucinda, and his next words were an echo of what she said. And I didn't want to hear it, but I did. Eric told me that I should have listened to his mother, and he thought that I'd be a great housewife just like her, and that it was my duty to become what I was meant to be. And that meant that he had wanted all of this, although he hadn't said a thing and had supported me before. When he was done practically scolding me, I asked why he had taken my side the times that I had talked to him, and Eric thought that I would come around to what really mattered, he said. Also, he hoped that getting me pregnant might help. But he shut up and just stood. I don't think he meant to tell me that part, though, but he did. And I don't know precisely what he was doing about my birth control, but I believed him capable of anything at this point. Either way, I knew things at that moment were over. But I had one final question for him. Did you and Lucinda plan for all of this together? And Eric didn't answer, but he got that same stoic look just like his mother's. I can't describe it very well, but his silence just made me violent. I lunged at him, slapped him as hard as I could. Now, I know I was wrong. I know I shouldn't have laid hands on him, but I told him to get that look off of his face immediately. I was repeating myself, but I told him, more like screamed at him in no uncertain terms, that I was not some perfect housewife to be bullied around. And that's not what we had planned. And out of nowhere, a slap came back at me. Logically, I knew it was payback because I had done it first, but the pain that radiated... But the pain that radiated from my cheekbone all the way down to my toes was nothing like I had ever felt before. I wanted to fall back, down on my butt, and sob some more, but the look of hatred in Eric's eyes stopped me in my place. I wondered if he would hit me more, but he shook his head and just left for the night. I don't know whether I had been stupid not to leave earlier, as soon as his mother started acting weird, but I wasn't going to be an idiot any longer. I came from a family full of strong women who would tell me to walk away, but it was just so bittersweet. The entire last year of my life, the dream wedding, honeymoon, and family that I had started to make was over. I packed my bags and was ready to go in less than an hour. Eric returned as I was readying my car, and I braced for something, but we were outside, and we only stared at each other before he gave me a parting shot, saying, "You'll never find anyone like me." And of course, he was right. I found someone even better. And guess what? As time went on, ironically, I am a stay-at-home mom. But I have a real partner who wants me to be a real parent and husband once he gets off of work. And I did go to graduate school. And I hope to get back to my career once the kids are older. Oh, and I quit that job almost immediately. I'm sad to report that I do believe Eric and Lucinda found themselves a little And I am sad to report that I do believe that And I am sad to report that I do believe Eric and Lucinda found themselves a little Cinderella to exploit. But, to make a long story short, they're not my circus, not my monkeys anymore. Midnight_terror. Let's look him up. Let's take a peek, folks. Let's go look at a little Midnight Terror. He's spooking everyone. Page not found. Fuck. Fuck. He's playing Roblox. 7 Scary Stories compilation. Yeah, I don't know. I don't hear my voice. Am I supposed to hear my voice or my stories or? Sounds like a normal guy. Maybe AI. Yeah, I don't know. They've got some foreign language, I guess, in the title, though, which I don't know if that's whatever. I have no idea what I'm looking at. All right, that story was. I mean, it definitely is a shitty situation. Definitely a shitty situation. What do you guys think? Yes, I mean it definitely wouldn't be one you want to be in, but it just I don't know, like I don't know. The whole logic the whole way just felt very odd on both parties. Do 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 do. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, fix. I'm just gonna put the next story in the grammar machine. Just not scary, just dramatic. Yeah, and it's like sometimes it's kind of like I feel like I don't know. What do you guys like? Sort of like dramatic, gossipy type family drama sort of stories, or because I feel like sometimes it's a nice little bit of a change or whatever. No. Yeah, no. I mean, if you have a story, do send it in. But I'm not really a fan of these kinds of stories where it's like just interfamilial drama. Like, obviously, the domestic violence part is very scary. And the fact that you find yourself in a situation where there's a manipulating parent trying to, like, sabotage your relationship or your life goals and all that kind of stuff. Not saying that she should have stuck in that. I'm just talking. I'm comparing. Yeah, it felt very soap opera, like, compared to, like, the other stories where, yeah, I'm not really sure. It's just definitely sort of, yeah, like a novella, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, variety is good, too, to change it up. You can't always, like, find the scariest of stories all the time. It said they were together for like a year before they got married, so maybe they just didn't pick up on some of the shit. Your ex was a narcissist, promise it was far worse than that stuff, yeah. Yeah, the dramatic writing does kind of make it feel like the writer is unreliable. Like you can't really like even though that's a shitty situation, the way they write the story sometimes almost makes you feel like can you trust what they were saying? Like that in that one Reddit story where we read about the schizophrenic roommate where like she allowed the person to live with them but this roommate was schizophrenic. There was something about the way that they wrote almost made you think like of course they get themselves into the situation, or I don't know. It's almost like you could like pinpoint the characteristics necessary to like allow somebody with like severe mental health issues to like live with you. There's like a whole dead body situation. Yeah, I guess so. I'll have to add that in at the end. Also, the dad was dead in the basement. But I feel like when it comes to like maintaining viewers for like a video, I feel like I have to put that story like second or last because it took so long to get to the point. You know what I mean? Vlad the Impaler story you did, that was top tier. Yeah, I guess that was more like historical, like true crime documentary style. Voice sounds nice. Thank you. I've been down. I've been using your channel to cope. That's good. Time to hit the gym and write down your goals for life. You need to be careful with some of the nicest people you've ever met. The one person in my life who just came in and fit perfectly into my friend group was also the most disturbing man I've ever encountered. However, it was thanks to him that I understood a few things about life and how easy it is to fall into a strange crowd. I had a large group of friends consisting of 3 women and 5 men, including me. We met during high school and stayed friends because we all went to the same nearby college. My other groups of friends said that I was lucky because most people lose touch with their old school buddies once life gets in the way. I liked that I still had them because they represented easier times in my life. Being around them felt like I was eating comfort food. The worries about the future and current responsibilities disappeared when I was with them, and we were all in our mid-20s, and although some of us dated and introduced new partners, those people weren't exactly part of the gang, as you say. No one could really join us until one of my friends, Richard, introduced us to a guy named Francis. Francis was his friend from work and the most charismatic guy in the whole world. It wasn't a blatant class clown in your face charisma, but just this infinite confidence. Vids are where it's at, thank you. Can you fart into the mic next time? Yeah, it's like a transition sound between stories, that'd be good. You with a whole tub of chocolate ice cream as a story. You know, it'd be kind of sick. Like, imagine listening to my stories, but you're in a bathtub, and people came in and just like filled the bathtub with like soft serve ice cream. It's gonna be freezing, but do you think you could sit and listen to a full hour-long video while just like eating the ice cream that you're also bathing in? You don't have to use soap or anything, but it wasn't a blatant class clown in-your-face charisma, but just this infinite confidence in the way he spoke that made you feel like you were the only person in the room. I like women, but there were times when I questioned it around him. What? Oh, gay. Sorry. I was like, wait, what's he talking about? I like women, but there were times when I questioned it around him. He would always be touching you, not rudely, but with a hand on the shoulder or a nice pat on the back. He formed a connection instantly, and we all liked him more than any other new person, so Francis began joining our little hangouts more often. It was refreshing. 8 friends from high school tend to repeat the same anecdotes over and over until they die of boredom, but Francis had fantastic tales of getting in trouble from the age of 10, running away from his parents until the police found him, sneaking out to see his girlfriend whom his parents hated, and tons more stories. And we were all engrossed every time. It wasn't just what he said, it was what he did with what he learned from his... Okay. What's my favorite ice cream flavor? Just curious. I really like, when I was little, I always loved like black raspberry or something like that. But then I tried cookies and cream one time and I was like, this is immediately my favorite. And then I tried peanut butter cookies and cream, and then that became my immediate favorite. And then I tried cookie dough, and then that was my favorite. And then I realized, oh my god, dude, fucking all ice cream is so good. Except I'm not a big fan of like spearmint. Like, I'm not a big fan of like mint ice cream. Like some friends and people I know, they're like, I love chocolate chip mint. And there's just something about like mint and like dairy that it doesn't feel right. It feels like it's like two clashing flavors that don't belong with one another. Yeah, Moose Tracks is good. Oh yeah, pecan is really good. I kind of feel like cookie dough is really good because I love the texture of when you get a nice chunk of cookie dough in the ice cream. Though I will say it doesn't necessarily like throughout the entirety of the vanilla that surrounds it have a consistent taste. It's like you have to like get a piece of the cookie dough in there to like experience it. And hence why I think like if they do make further, if the Biden administration allows for further cookie dough ice cream creation, there needs to be like some additives put in there in conjunction with the cookie dough just to really like fluff up the flavor. Do I clean up the stories a lot? I actually put them in now into Chat BBC just to fix the grammar at this point because I mean, I'll have other people fix it a little bit, but it's kind of like light, you know what I mean? Hey, Maxwell, how you doing? Good to see you. Ice cream sandwiches are top tier. Cookie and everybody. That's true. Ice cream sandwiches are fucking good. Yeah, did you ever have like I don't even know, just like really good, like in areas that I've been to, some of the Amish grocery places or Amish like sales will sell like homemade cookies, but like homemade cookie, like either cream sandwiches or like ice cream sandwiches with cookie. And it's just so good. Onion ice cream. I'm gonna vomit. Moose knuckle tracks. Hell yeah, dude. In Ohio, no. Pennsylvania. Cookie dough should stay how it is with the separate from the vanilla ice cream. Yeah, I just think there needs to be like maybe some type of, I mean, there could be options, I guess, with like different flavors of the surrounding ice cream with the cookie dough in it. Or just like, I mean, does Moose Tracks have cookie dough? I feel like it doesn't. I feel like Moose Tracks doesn't. There needs to be like a competitor to Moose Tracks. I guess that would it be. We would add the cookie dough and call it Moose Knuckle Tracks. That'd be great. We were all engrossed, and it wasn't just what he said. It was what he did with what he learned from each experience. Francis told us that his rebellious days stopped in college when he met some inspiring people, and he started looking at life as an opportunity to support others. He said that everyone should help each other as much as they can. And that was a nice thought, sure, but most of the time people were too busy or too tired to do favors so easily. But Francis wasn't. One of our female friends, Hannah, was fired from her job for trying to file a complaint with HR about her handsy coworker, and we texted that in the group chat, and I wrote that we should find a lawyer to sue the company. I discovered then that Francis had been added to the group with the little pop-up message saying, "Francis is typing." He told Hannah not to worry because he knew some people and could get her a new job. And he came through, and Hannah had a job less than 2 weeks later with a higher salary and actual benefits. Once she settled into the job, she wanted to forget about her old one, and we supported her decision not to pursue legal matters. Francis was the hero of our group at that point. And when another friend, Tina, needed to move, he brought over some of his other friends and helped her so no one would spend a dime. And I couldn't help because I had a bad... Oh, I thought it was... Pennsylvania pierogies. Not a fan of pierogies. When another friend, Tina, needed to move, he brought over some of his other friends and helped her so no one would spend a dime. I couldn't help because I have a bad back, but that was impressive. God damn it. I couldn't help because I have a bad back, but that was impressive of him. And there seemed to be a million scenarios like this, and it seemed like Francis had helped us all out at one time or another. And we had only known him for a few months, but he became our go-to person, the one we depended on the most. And this meant that despite being the new one in the group, he actually kind of took on a leadership role. Francis picked wherever we went. And in the beginning, we didn't care because it was just a nice break from the routine to eat new food or check out a new spot. But something rubbed me the wrong way one evening when Hannah mentioned craving our usual hangout. Drink cold water. All right, 1 second. Shaboingy. Cocky went boing boing. But it was something... Fuck. Jesus. I don't know why I can't keep up with tonight's, like, writing. It's fucking, like, just... It I don't even know. But something rubbed me the wrong way one evening when Hannah mentioned craving our usual hangouts buffalo wings. But Francis had seen something and wanted to support a local Vietnamese shop. I also wanted wings, but I didn't want to go against Francis at that moment. Not because of anything consciously, I just somehow felt bad that Here was this guy trying to support a small restaurant, and we wanted to go to our usual franchise spot. In the end, we went with Francis's choice, and it was fine. The food was exotic and aromatic, but no offense, it wasn't something I could enjoy all the time. And Hannah wasn't happy, and I tried to make her laugh, telling her that we had eaten wings a million times, and it was nice to spice up our choices, and Francis was right about helping shops locally. She cheered up, and we forgot about it, and I only remember thinking something was strange then because of everything that happened later. Life from our group went on as usual. The third female friend, Ellen, introduced us to her boyfriend, and he was a nice guy. But like I said earlier, we weren't the best at welcoming people, so we knew that we wouldn't see him often. Partners, boyfriends, and girlfriends were kind of kept at arm's length. But the next thing I knew, Ellen had broken up with the guy. They were together for only 2 months, which was strange because Ellen was a very serious person. She didn't get into relationships unless it was for the long haul. She vetted these guys for a while before calling them boyfriends. I asked Richard what happened with Ellen when Francis took us to a strange Brazilian barbecue with karaoke. Just all these fucking restaurants. Jesus Christ. What in the zog? The zog? I asked Richard what happened with Ellen when Francis took us to a strange Brazilian barbecue with karaoke, and while everyone was singing, Richard told me Ellen broke up with her guy because of Francis. I asked her if she liked him and if they were together, and Richard told me it wasn't like that. Francis had caught Ellen's new man checking out too many other women in the club, and he knew some people who knew him. He wasn't the good guy he seemed, so Francis talked with Ellen, and a few weeks later she had broken up with him. Richard said that he was glad that Francis had caught that about this guy because Ellen didn't deserve to get her heart broken, but I wasn't comfortable with this whole story. I said that Francis probably shouldn't have meddled and should have just let things take their course, and Richard told me no way, and he was even more glad that someone in the group cared about the girls so much to actually protect them. And so far, Francis had protected and helped them out the most, I guess. I thought he liked one of them, but it really didn't seem like... Oh my god. It's like some fucking middle school bullshit. What's up, Gemini? How we doing? I thought he liked one of them, but it didn't seem likely because he didn't really hit on them during our hangouts. And Richard saw me wrinkling... And Richard saw me kind of scoff and told me that I had to be grateful to Francis too. And I knew that, I guess. And a few weeks before this conversation, my parents' basement flooded and we discovered that their home insurance didn't cover it. Francis managed to find people who worked for almost nothing, and he got everyone else to help cover the funds my family needed. I told Richard that he was completely right, and I was so grateful to Francis despite all of my concerns. And this must have been the reason why I and everyone else agreed to the next outing that Francis suggested. We were at our friend Ollie's house when Francis announced that we had to save one weekend for his special annual glamping trip. I booed because I hated nature. Hannah was on my side, but the rest of the guys, Richard, Ollie, Julian, and Zach, told me that I owed Francis. Francis said no one owed him, but the trip was something that he did every year, and he would be eternally grateful to have his friends there this time. I was nervous. I couldn't exactly refuse after he put it that way, and I looked at Hannah, Ellen, and Tina, who all kind of just shrugged. None of them really wanted to. It wasn't like us, but our other friends were already on board, and finally I just said, "Glamping it is, then." And a few weeks after that party, we set off on a 3-day, 2-night glamping trip. I had bathed myself in insect repellent and bought more just in case, and we arrived at the spot Francis picked after 5 hours of driving. It was remote enough to smell the pine trees, but other people were there too, and that made me feel much better. However, my idea of glamping was much different than Francis's. This place had tents, but they didn't look all glamorous at all. It's like the story. Like, I know something bad's gonna happen, and there's a lot of context sometimes necessary to help, like, understand the dynamics and, like, people's shit. You know what I mean? But it's just like it just takes fucking forever sometimes. You're like, you know for a fact that as people are listening to this, they're like mentally going to like check out like way early before they even get to the like scary part. Any glampers in the chat? Play the forest with you and booze. Is the forest? Yeah, I remember. Did you play the forest 2? I remember playing the forest 2 just to get like the story, because I really liked the story in the first one. The fact that it was like very like non-linear storytelling, and it didn't really hold your hand or anything like that. But I knew that it still needed quite a few updates before it was like final. Oh man. This place had tents, but they didn't look glamorous at all. The rinky-dink beds looked dangerous, particularly for my back, and the only bright side was that we had a little building nearby with actual toilets and showers. The girls whined to Francis about his concept of glamping, but he told them this was much nicer than what real camping entailed, and he even picked this place because of the bathroom building, just so they could be more comfortable. Now looking back, I see this as sort of a deflection. Whenever we had something to say, Francis pointed out how nice and accommodating he was. It was an extremely effective method of keeping us in line, I remember thinking later. After everyone picked their beds and settled their stuff, Francis gathered us all around the not-yet-lit campfire, as it was still daylight. He said that he always liked to start trips with a little prayer, to the heavens, he said. I didn't know that he was religious and asked him about it, and Francis chuckled and said that he was only spiritual, but he wanted all of us to join in. And whatever, we did. It started serious enough, although I knew some of the men thought that Francis was kind of just kidding, and then we made a joke into it. Ice Queen party. Everyone gather round. We're going to do a group prayer. What number story is this? This is story 2 of Flea. Yeah, kind of. That's what I'm saying. It kind of feels like he's like getting them into a cult or something. I hope it's about a fucking cult. That'd be so nice. Voice deepening exercises. Jensen be disappearing. Yeah, I think Jensen got a new job, so he has been busy with that and just kind of living his life. Yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I think with your voice, if you want to make it sound like this is, this is my normal talking voice, blah, 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 do-do-do, yibbity-dibbity-dibbity, But it's like you basically just have to, like, try to emulate the sounds of who you want to sound like, And your deeper voice is going to come from lower down in your throat and blah, blah, blah. Glamorous camping. Yeah, I guess, like, I don't know, staying in, like, a nice Airbnb cabin type thing that's out in, like, near a lake or whatever, where you do, like, a boat day and, sit outside and cook shit on the fire and stuff. That's, I don't know, sort of touches nature a little bit. Have you done coroner videos? I think I've done, like, some paranormal ones with, like, the morgue and things like that. Do you do warm-ups before you do your stories? Nah, I just kind of raw dog it. Country folk slang. What, glamping? I guess so. You let me have your voice. Can we listen to you, Gemini? Can we all judge Gemini's story reading? Have we went to your channel before? Hopefully everyone will subscribe now. After we take one listen to, I went to a strange diner. I didn't expect what was on the menu. Oh, Jensen did your intro. That's awesome. It looks really good. Gemini reads.
It was about 3 a.m. on a Thursday, going through another phase of insomnia and Netflix binging, when I got a strong surprise of a hunger attack. Quickly getting up and raiding my empty fridge for the third time in hopes that the food would just magically restock itself, I sighed, turning to look over the empty apartment. I could feel an emotional knife drive through my chest, with each wall, where the picture frames once covered, the now empty slates of dark red paint. Deciding I needed to tame my hunger, along...
I'm gonna give you a thumb. I'm gonna thumbs up your video. Bada bing boom boom. Guys, go subscribe to Gemini Reads for more spooky. You guys ever listen to? I wonder if he's. I know he deleted all this stuff, but I always really like the voice of. How the fuck can I remember his name? King Spook. Hey, Lynn. Thank you for the 5 gifters too. Daniel Hauer, Susie Dunn, Laura, Gona, Kiara J, and the Black Parade. Thank you so much, Lynn. Really appreciate you. Wait. Oh, these might be playlists. Unless he did.
It's a blanket.
Oh yeah, I think he deleted all of his videos. That's so sad, man. Why did I don't know what happened. I didn't even know. I just remember he was one of the first people ever. Oh, featuring King Spook. Well, maybe.
This had been the long.
Wasn't that settled?
Oh wait, here it is.
In the middle of the night, about half the hunters had left the camp. They'd taken what looked...
I'm not a big fan of the background sound. Sometimes, I don't know, like when people use like, it's nothing against the stuff, but like,
little food they had left with them.
Like that's why I use like the dark ambient music, just because like the really loud like piano, creepy piano stuff, it sounds so much like Christmas stuff to me for some reason. You know, I just don't vibe with it too much. But maybe we can type King Spook re-uploads, because you got to hear his voice like with his typical background stuff. No. Maybe all of his shit's just gone. Maybe he's literally just been wiped from the internet. Huh. Well, that's sad. I don't know. If you guys find one, you can type the title into the chat. I want you to hear his voice. Link to Gemini Reads. He's in the chat if you want to click on his name or just type Gemini Reads. He's got like 1.3k subscribers. Could try the Wayback Machine. I've never used the Wayback Machine before. I've always been curious how that all works. Changed his life path. I mean, that's totally fair, you know. I think he should have left his YouTube channel up and off chance that he still could make money from it and stuff. But I guess if he just like wasn't proud of what he put out, then that's totally his choice, you know. Where do you recommend background ambient sounds from? I use Iron Cthulhu Apocalypse as my, because I mean I think you would have to like message him or at least like tag his stuff, but he does copyright free background. Wait, the image on this video is made by AI, not an artist. Channels, hour. Oh. I feel like normally he like writes in the description whether it's, and I presume that he would have copyright free stuff or still maintain that, but maybe he doesn't. Where to get my music? Okay, yeah. So here it says creepypasta and horror reading channels that use my music. GM Danielson, Let's Read, Savage Bites. So it sounds like he's still cool with it if he still has that in his description. But if you're able to email him or message him or leave a comment or something, he probably will see it just to, on the off chance you decide to use his stuff. But a lot of his videos are like 12 hours long, so it might be kind of hard to download. So like, I don't know. Listening to this compared to like creepy piano, like obviously piano has a place and it's cool in the horror realm, but I feel like I'm much better at like paying attention to what's being said if there's just like stuff droning in the background more so than like bing bong a dong, bing dong a dong, do 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 do. Oh yeah, I guess I could link your chat. I realize that I'm the only one that can do links. Sorry. Gemini reads. Going to it now. There we go. I'm just going to link the video. It's probably easiest. If anybody wants to subscribe to Gemini, you can go support him over there. Okay, where are we? More like a soundscape, like your creepy place, rather than... Yeah, the soundscape is the word I was looking for. Yeah, that makes... To me, I don't know, there's all sorts of uses for all of that kind of stuff within the realm of like setting atmosphere and stuff, but to me soundscapes just kind of work a little bit better, where it's, you know, not completely silent, but it's also not distracting, and you should be able to like fall asleep to it if you want to, or do chores or whatever. Do I like small smoked sausage links for breakfast? Yeah, it sounds pretty good. After everyone picked their beds and settled their stuff, Francis gathered us all around the not yet lit campfire as it was still daylight. He said that he always liked to start his trips with a little prayer to the heavens. I didn't know that he was religious and asked him about it, and Francis just chuckled and said that he was only spiritual, but he wanted all of us to join in. And so we did. And it started out serious enough, although I knew some of the men thought that Francis was kidding, and then we made it into a joke. You've seen that Sandra Bullock movie with Betty White, right? And we did that and fooled around, jumping all over our glamping spot. It was the first time that I had relaxed since I got in the car. Wait, what? First time... Oh, okay. Wait, do they actually have a website that's called Fans Only as like a copy of OnlyFans? Because I feel like that wouldn't be smart to name it that. It was the first time that I had relaxed since I got in the car earlier. I was one of the drivers because I had an SUV. But I saw Francis's expression. He was, let's just say, disappointed. And I can't say that he was angry because he didn't say a word and went into his tent after finishing his little prayer, while the others remained kind of just messing around. I didn't want to pay him any attention anymore, so I just laughed and sort of twirled around with Hannah some more. I was surprised at how much fun we had that night, though. We ignited the campfire, ate hot dogs, and Zach told us some scary stories, and Francis added a few more tales from his adventures, which I wasn't sure were true then, but I really didn't care. I wasn't so worried about mosquitoes because my citronella candles had actually worked. After everything, I slept like a baby. But early the next morning, Francis told us that we were gonna... going on a deep hike into the woods. I asked if some of us could skip because walking was awful for my back pain, but after last night, everyone wanted to be adventurous, so they roped me into it. It took hours of hiking before we reached a very nice little waterfall. Francis told us to stop there. I said the water looked freezing, so he couldn't ask us to jump in, that I wouldn't. Jesus Christ. I don't know why it's confusing. I said the water looked freezing, so he couldn't ask us to jump in, that I wouldn't do it. I don't know why whenever there's like the sentence ends at jumped in, and then that I wouldn't do it, and that I wouldn't do it is still in conjunction with the previous sentence. I know the grammar's fine there, but it's just so confusing in my head. Like there should be like a hyphen or a comma or some fucking shit. What's up, Knox? How we doing? And Planet X, what's good? Only flans. I said the water looked freezing, so he couldn't ask us to jump in, that I wouldn't do it. And I sort of said this jokingly, but I was being honest, and I had to put my foot down. Francis sort of just stared into my eyes and said, "You're going in that water. We all are. Right now. Take off your clothes." I laughed. I told him that's pretty funny, but no, I wasn't doing that. And then he said I had no choice. I had to do it. Everyone had to do it because that's what we came here for. Again, I thought he was joking, but I said no, and Hannah sort of stepped to my side. Fuck. I again said no, thinking that maybe he was still joking, and Hannah stepped to my side saying no too. Ollie joined Francis's side though and started calling us chickens. Suddenly everyone was taking sides without any prompting. Hannah, Ellen, and Tina joined me, not just because the water looked too cold to swim in, but also because they didn't like the idea of getting naked in the woods. Yes, Francis meant everyone had to get naked. And we had been friends for years, but not that kind of friends. We went to the beach and saw each other in bikinis and shorts, and that was it. And Francis had all the men on his side, though, except for me. And they were dead serious. And everything got real quiet for a moment before Hannah said that enough was enough. She was sort of chuckling awkwardly and started walking away in the direction that we came from, but Francis took her by the arm and pulled her back very roughly. He told her that she couldn't leave and that he had gotten her a job and helped when things got tough, so she had to trust him. At that point, I wasn't comfortable with that phrase. It was more of this manipulation. I said it was time to... Wait, what? You're gonna fall asleep? That's okay. It's good to fall asleep. Hey, Sonia, thank you for the 21 months. Welcome back. Welcome back. Yeah, I do mess up a lot. That Zaza. No, it's fine. I mean, honestly, I would say like 50% or more of people who listen to the stories use the stories and videos to fall asleep. So it's totally freaking normal. No worries. Where do you go? Where do you live? Oh, in Pennsylvania. Okay, so y'all are just like getting there because I know no 50-year-old is going to know what OnlyFans is. No one's going to beat the 50-year-old accusations. Do I like Pennsylvania? Yeah, I mean, I like it that it's my home, but as a state, it's not that great. You know what I mean? Like it's very rural, most of it. Philly kind of sucks. Pittsburgh is okay sometimes, but it also has sucky areas. And then all the other like cities are kind of dog shit too, with nothing really interesting going on. But as a state, you know, it kind of gets the job done. Like it's It certainly likes to steal your tax money for pretty much nothing. Do some shrooms under the influence horror stories. I think I did read some tripping stories in the past. Pennsylvania sucks coming from Pennsylvania. Yeah, I mean, like, at the end of the day, it's like, if it's your home, it's the same way for everyone. Like, home is home. But, like, what the fuck are you gonna do in Pennsylvania? Go walk through a fucking cornfield or some shit? It's like everywhere. I mean, most of the United States is pretty much the same. It's just a series of, like, McDonald's connected by highways. But, yeah, I don't know. Who wants to have me on Cameo? I would do Cameo, to be honest with you, but they say you have to, like, show your face or, like, have your head in it, and I really don't even want to bother with that stupid shit. Thank you for all the effort you put into making these videos. First, from narrating to editing, it seems like a lot, but it also seems like you genuinely care about us. Yeah, definitely, Yennefer. Thank you so much. I appreciate the kind words. McDonald's lab rats. That would be so funny if they just, like, were doing experiments in the McLab. Doing some Pradeep cameos. I do show Pradeep on, like, Twitter and Instagram a decent amount. Wear a spooky mask. I know, but then you're, like, still showing, like, your body and your house and all this weird shit. I just feel like, I mean, someone even talked about, like, doing, like, meetups for the fans and you wear a mask, but it's like, what's to stop someone from running up and, like, grabbing the mask off your face, or just being generally fucking weird? And that also doesn't sound like fun, like, just sitting there with a stupid mask on your face the whole time while you're talking to a bunch of people. That sounds terrible. Did you ever hear about the lizard the guy found in his McDonald's burger? I have not. No. What kind of lizard was it? Sounds delicious. He didn't even get upcharged for it. AI generated face of sorts. Yeah, I guess if you did, like, I wonder if they allow, what's that thing? How the fuck do I forget that? VTuber style thing, you know what I mean? You know, none of you would disrespect me like that. I know you would, and I'm not accusing you of it, but I mean, all it takes is one bad egg to, even if they're just joking around, you know, maybe there's someone in the chat who genuinely likes me, or someone, a fan or whatever, or someone who has no skin in the game at all, and they're just like, dude, I dare you to go up and, like, pull the mask off his head. That would be, like, so freaking funny, dude. And it really wouldn't be that big a deal, but it would just be like, oh, god damn it. Tay Bundy, thank you for the 2, Tay. Appreciate you. Mouse head, like dead mouse, that'd be cool. Giving fitness advice and going, I appreciate that you aren't a gatekeeping fool. I don't even know what there is to gatekeep. Like, I want all the homies to eat, you know what I mean? I want everyone to do well. I want everyone to be working towards bettering themselves, because it makes me feel good. I want you guys to feel good too. Which was the witness protection program. Yeah, exactly. The FBI's got me covered. I'm trying to run from the mafia, 3-6 mafia. Is YouTube your main line of work, or do you elsewhere out of making videos? No, yeah, YouTube and podcasting is my job. That's what I'd be doing. I mean, I guess there's other, like, revenue streams like Patreon and, you know, Spreadshirt and shit, but, you know, those are not the same comparatively. Fuck it, mask off. Mask off. The Amish Mafia, yeah, exactly. Dude, that Amish Mafia show was so funny. I feel like that's when reality TV just went downhill. Because I just remember that video of, like, him, some Amish guy, like, slowly walking away from his carriage, and the carriage, like, exploding. Gemini with the 2. Appreciate you, Poppy. Thank you for the shout out. You're welcome, my friend. I hope you get lots and many more subscribers and more views. Do you have an Instagram? I do. What is it? letsread.official. And Twitter is let's read. You can listen to my pointless and stupid tweets that I tweet out. And the new designs in terms of new merch. Definitely should more often, right? I guess the stuff that I have is getting kind of old. I just never really think about it because it's not like something that... I know some like content creators will always have like a merch push or like check out the new merch, limited time only, like, and that's like a big source of revenue for them. But because merch hasn't really been some crazy source of revenue for me, I just never really think to talk about it. Do a private live? No, I don't think. I mean, I guess I could do a live for like members where like people only with green names could technically talk, but I feel like that would limit the conversation by quite a bit because I do enjoy when new people come in and stuff. I wasn't comfortable with that phrase. It was more of his manipulation. And I said it was time to cut this out because we wouldn't do it. It wasn't funny. And the best compromise was for us to just go and the rest of the guys could do whatever weird stuff naked that they wanted to. Francis looked at my male friends and made this sort of head shake, like when you're asking, "What are you waiting for?" And suddenly, all the guys sprung into action. They surrounded all of us and started pulling at our clothes, taunting us. And I cannot describe what that was like. As a man, And I can't describe what that was like as a man, so I can't even imagine what it felt like for Hannah, Tina, and Ellen. I fought Ollie off and helped the women, and I was incredibly livid with all of them. Francis hadn't touched a single one of us. He was just waiting with his arms crossed, like some father waiting for his kids to do what he ordered. And the rest of the men were just laughing and sort of waiting for something while we stared at them in just shock and hurt. In that moment, I didn't recognize any of them. I heard Ellen sniffling, I heard Ellen sniffing. Tina had her arms wrapped around herself and Hannah was... crying. Liz Lemus, welcome to the Buttersock Cult. You now have access to bonus content. Thank you so much. Who won? Kendrick versus Drake. I think they should actually sword fight. Or like do a... in the past, real men would do duels where you would meet at high noon, step 10 paces and turn and shoot each other in the face. That, to me, would be the only ethical manner in which they should handle their shit. All this other making songs. I'm making sing-songs. Everyone, be sure to listen to my new sing-song on the internet, where I'm rather rude to another man. I just think it's corny. It's like way too corny. Meet the Grams was brutal. I can't begin to care about one millionaire's opinion of another millionaire. You know what I mean? Like, they're just making, like, what? It just feels so contrived and fake and nonsensical. And like, why are you upset at another person who makes a bunch of money when you make your money? I mean, I guess it's just a way to like bring yourself back into relevance too. So maybe it is just a marketing ploy, but when you really get down to the like overall concept of it all, it's just so fucking cringe. Well, yeah, what's a little bit of nudity between lifelong friends? They all have the money. Let's say, it's pure hatred. It's good for culture. It's not good for culture. It's good for both. It's good for their piggy banks and underneath their mattresses. What is the bonus content? Just the 9 videos I see, or is there more I don't see? What's on Patreon? I believe, let's check that. Yeah, I need to make another bonus one because we just finished. Let's see, playlists, boner content. Where's that at? Oh, here it is. There is 29 videos on the bonus content playlist now. And part 3 of Oh Death should be streaming that soon. I definitely should get it done before I go to Australia. It's alright that I'm a Swiftie, yeah. See, that's really what it all comes down to, is I'm pro Swift. I can't be caught getting caught up in all of that drama. Tyson would collapse around 2 if they fought. I really do hope that Mike Tyson just absolutely wallops Jacob. And I do imagine like 40 years age difference probably makes a big difference for sure. I don't know. I hope he's training. I genuinely hope that he's like training really hard, taking a ton of steroids, and just getting like turning into a monster again. Woo, welcome to the Buttersock Call. You now have access to bonus content. Your puppy fell asleep. Are both listening. That's awesome. Little puppers. Dude, dogs are so cool, dude. Cats are cool too. I heard Ellen sniffling. Tina had her arms wrapped around herself, and Hannah was putting her jacket back on. I don't remember who took it off of her, but I knew our long run as friends had, at that moment, come to an end in 1 second. Francis clapped and shouted, "They need some encouragement to follow us, huh?" I don't know what in the universe he came to that conclusion after seeing our faces, but the men started undressing. The girls all instinctively turned away and huddled together, and Francis took off his clothes, and I'm talking fully nude here. He started jumping around, yelling, but also making these sort of monkey noises, and all the other dudes echoed him. I literally felt like I was in the Twilight Zone because all these dudes had just gone completely primitive. They ran around us, making us get closer, and I was just trying to cover the girls from them, but I was also scared out of my mind. Suddenly, Francis got on a rock and started chanting his own name over and over again. And once again, all the other guys followed, chanting his name. The forest was just filled with their shouts until Francis told them to jump into the freezing water. I still couldn't tell if this was some insane joke. I was slack-jawed watching all of them as they cannonballed without a second thought. But then, all these women were just crying behind me. Francis got down from the rock and came to me in all of his nakedness, and his expression was nothing like the guy who had rushed to help us all before. It had this sort of pride and his signature confidence, but it was all amplified and sprinkled with a touch of outrage that we were denying him whatever he wanted. He said he was going to ask us to join him one last time, and if we didn't, we would never be welcomed around him again. It took all my strength to tell him that we weren't doing it, and he spit on my hiking boots and just ran off to jump in the lake while the other men cheered. I turned, told the women to hold hands, and used my phone to find our way back. We heard them calling us all back, jeering for us, but we didn't listen. We kept going until we got to our camp. I just urged them all to pack their things because we were leaving immediately, and they agreed. We got into my car and we drove off, and that ride back home was insane. Ellen and Tina were sobbing while holding each other in the back seat. Meanwhile, I could feel my hands shaking on the steering wheel because I was trying not to break down and just get everyone home safely. Hannah put a hand on my shoulder and started rubbing it, and we were talking. And about an hour later, the car was mostly silent at that point, and Hannah just asked softly, "What are we going to do? What was that?" And I just shook my head. I had no idea. I didn't know if those weirdos were all on LSD or drugs or what. And Ellen asked if we should go to the police and say something because, yeah, they technically were assaulted. I didn't know much, but I told her that we could do anything they wanted, and as the women talked about their options, I just started to cry. I was blubbering, telling them how sorry I was that I couldn't protect them better. And Hannah was the voice of reason in that moment. She told me it wasn't my fault. It wasn't any of our faults. It was that weirdo Francis and our other friends. Tina made it clear that she was never going to... Francis! 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 They're just like all naked. Francis! Francis! Yeah! Francis! Look at his cock, guys! Look at his fucking cock! Look at that thing! Whoa! Francis! He's cannonball. Like as he's cannonballing, like his cock and balls are just like dragging behind him. Catching air. Francis! Yeah! Did you girls see that cannonball? And like all three of them are high-fiving naked and they hold hands and jump into the water. Oh yeah, the monkey noises. They must have been high as fuck or something. Holy shit. Just like doing circles around them, completely nude. Tina made it clear that she was never going anywhere near any of them again, and we all agreed to that. I didn't want to see them either, no matter how close we had all been for the longest time. They had changed. Cock. See, that's what we would do at meetups if I ever did a meetup. Everyone would be forced to jump in a cold lake in their birthday suits. Non-negotiable. A little naked time with the bros. Tina made it clear that she was never going anywhere near any of them again, and we all agreed to that. I didn't want to see them either, no matter how close we had all been for our whole lives. They had changed, and they never should have. They had changed. None of that should have ever happened. Hannah convinced the other girls to stay at her house, and she invited me, but I wasn't sure they wanted a man around that night. Hannah convinced the other girls to stay at her house, and she invited me, but I wasn't sure they wanted a man around that night. Instead, I offered to pick them up the next day and take them to the police if they wanted. In the end, they didn't, because Hannah called her cousin, a lawyer, who said that the police probably wouldn't do anything. To them, it would just look like a harmless game with friends going skinny dipping. But I joined them for lunch at Hannah's house the next day, which was a Sunday, and we discussed things further. I got to air out all I felt about Francis and how he had started making me uncomfortable. They felt the same way and told me some more stuff. How he often showed up at Tina's new house unannounced and stayed way longer than he should have. He was never inappropriate, so she didn't have the heart to tell him to leave. Ellen talked about her breakup with the guy Francis. Joel. Ellen talked about her breakup with the guy Francis didn't like. It turns out, Francis talked with her new boyfriend behind her back and got him to break up with her. She just told Richard and the others the same story to hide that, and she didn't want to tell us the truth because everyone seemed to like Francis so much. And I'll be honest, I was angry with her in that moment. If she had been truthful, perhaps we could have done something. But I didn't say anything, and by the end of that lunch we all agreed that our friend group was pretty much done. It was bittersweet, but it was the right thing for everyone. I went home, not knowing when or if I would see any of them again because we all just needed some space. And that evening, Richard called me, but I didn't answer. God, my voice keeps cracking. Crack-a-lackin'. Couldn't they all hang out? Why the fuck did they have to break up the whole group? And when does a friend group ever have like an official breakup? They're not in a fucking boy band. This isn't K-pop. What the fuck are they talking about? Francis! I'm on fucking Team Francis, guys. We're all jumping in that water naked. He's living life, dude. He's got shit figured out. Takes life by the balls. That evening, Richard called me. I didn't answer. We had all left the group chat, but I blocked them individually too. Ollie came to my door, but I wouldn't open it either. Francis came knocking a few days later, and this time, I got real close to my peephole and told him to just get out of there, or I'd call the police. I also told him the women would do the same, and that he was a psycho who needed to leave our lives for good. I didn't expect him to do what I asked, but he did. The rest of the guys stopped trying to communicate eventually, and they didn't reach out to the girls either. As I expected, we all lost touch. I had other friends, so I was never truly alone, and I had some trouble for a while after that trip, but I worked it out, and thankfully my life is pretty solid. Ellen managed to get together with that boyfriend, and they actually are getting engaged recently, according to InstaSlam. Come on, man. We gotta get the band back together. Sampai, what's up, big doggy? What's the latest drama? Ellen managed to get back together with that boyfriend, and I actually saw that they're getting engaged, according to her Instagram. Hannah quit the job Francis got her and just moved abroad somewhere, and she's the one that I actually text the most, but it's not that frequent. Tina's doing good too and just settled into a new house with her partner. As for the men, I don't hear from them. Wherever... Obama. Code Fairy, thank you for the... Well, welcome back for another month. Says my apologies to you all for procrastinating on finishing my stories, but I'm motivated now. Thank you, Joel. You're welcome. What stories are these? Kim, what's up? Welcome back. Obama Nation. In this Obama Nation. As for the men, I don't hear from them. Whenever I get curious... God, I don't know why my, mouth is all fucking glorpled. Your life rafts are floating downriver. Are you out in the water right now? Aren't you afraid your phone's gonna get wet? Miss Rocker Red, what's up? As for the men, I don't hear from them. Whenever I get curious, I remember that hike and I stop myself from checking their socials. But I've heard about Francis. He's become some sort of motivational speaker on social media, and people in our area seem to know of him. I try to ignore his fame as best I can for my own mental health. I have no idea what came over all of them that day. I still have the theory that maybe they were on drugs or something. Some of them experimented from time to time, but just how insane they acted that day, it just doesn't make sense. Glorpist. The Glorp 3000. Cold water? You're gonna make me freeze to death in my throat. He's a motivational speaker? Of course he is. Of course he is. I listen to him every fucking day, and I chant his beautiful name in the buff. Alright, guys. So, we got one more story for the schmeevening. I'm going to take a quick little break, grab some magnesium. You can talk amongst yourselves. And I'll BRB. Okay? Okay. I've returned. Oh shit. Alright. Do I fucks with guacamoles? Hell yeah, bro. I always get that table guac. Extra spicy. Is hummus a dip? Yeah, baby. That's some good shit. The mafia wants the money. Okay, don't sing. Wow. Wow, shooting me down. Guess I won't. Yeah, chef. Right away, chef. Queso's better at singing? I'll out-eat queso. I will actually out-eat queso. If you put queso and me in front of a table of wings, there's no way he's keeping up. Elden Ring DLC soon. When is that? I'm in the voice of an angel, Fergie, and Jesus. I'm not as big as Queso, but I can eat a lot. And I just shit it all out. Five minutes from the avocado capital of the world. It's Dayton, Ohio. Chipotle queso is trash. I think Chipotle overall, yeah, it's just like frustrating. It's always run by like lazy students or something. And they never want to like, I don't know. They never like mix the burrito together, and you don't want to bother them because if you like take them outside of like any of their like repetitive processes steps, like their head like explodes. Like they all just, I don't know, just want to get high as fuck and barely cook the chicken, and all the burritos taste the fucking same. There's no flavor. Even the meat that's supposed to have the flavor, just you can't even, it's not even there. Sometimes I just want to take like the sauce containers with me. Moe's is better for Mexican. Yeah, Moe's has a lot more options, I feel like, but did you ever have someone notice you from your voice? I have not, no. What's the average stream time? It's usually like 3 hours. We got one more story. It'd probably take us to about the 3-hour mark. Plug. Wonder if Simon Cowell. Did we ever listen to Simon Cowell sing? Remember, he was always talking shit on like every singer that came through. Be like, oh my god, I'm Simon Cowell and this singing is quite unimpressive. But like, could he sing? Because they never showed him singing. His ass just sung in the shower and thought that he was a judge. Yeah, and Chipotle is actually so expensive now. Like one burrito that I used to get that was like $10, I swear to God, is like $18 now. Also, yeah, Simon Cowell got all that fucking like dog surgery on his face. It doesn't look good. Like, I feel bad for people that go into Hollywood and have to be around the Hollywood bullshit all the time. Because there's someone there that, like, tricks them through their, like, indoctrination process that they should get plastic surgery. And, like, plastic surgery just looks so fucking gross, dude. Like, no matter who gets it, you're never tricking anyone. Like, we know you're dying. Jojo Siwa. What even is Jojo Siwa? I feel like she seems nice enough. Like, if we were to hang out with her, I don't know if I could handle her energy all day. But I do feel kind of bad that she's getting picked on all the fucking time. But it is funny, because, like, what the fuck is she doing? But, like, what's the end goal there? Like, she's not going to be, like, some, like, music, you know, P. Diddy backup singer or backup dancer or anything like that. I guess she's supposed to be the front person for stuff. I mean, I guess if she's selling out shows and shit or making money that way, then fuck it, keep going. DJ Khaled got made fun of till he was a meme, but I think he embraced it now. And maybe that's what she's got to do. What are your thoughts on Ken and Barbie Ryan Gosling? Like, if Ryan Gosling played both Ken and Barbie? You got a conspiracy theory about her? Let's hear it. I like conspiracy theories. I love watching your streams for many reasons, but I love that you've replied every time I comment. Just feel so comfy. You're welcome. You're freaking welcome. No problem. I worked at Wendy's last year, and it was my downfall. Wendy's took you out. Dude, those burgers, man, they're good. She has $4 billion and thinks she has it. If she's rich, she doesn't seem like she's rich, though. Like, she's one of those people that's, like, out in front of you, but... I mean, did she make a lot of money off her YouTube shit? Was that all? Was that where it all... I mean, I guess if you just invested elsewhere, but... You never been this early before? 2.5 hours in. I have a JoJo Siwa Encounter horror story. Where can I submit this story? You can send it over email or Reddit. Yeah, those dance moms seem pretty ruthless. God, I hope nobody here ever puts their kids through dance mom life. That just seems like abuse. She has a Tesla with her face all over it. Yeah, I could never exist in Hollywood. You have to get a fucking Tesla. Are Teslas even nice, dude? Can you imagine sitting there, like, when you go to the gas station, it's like, I don't know, you pump some gas, you go in the store, you get a little snack, you come back out, you're ready to go. Can you imagine, like, sitting at a fucking charge station for 45 fucking minutes waiting for your stupid, overpriced Matchbox car to finish up? I saw someone with a Tesla truck. It was just such a meme. Like, so disgusting looking. Like, just looks like it's not even, like, built to survive any sort of roll or crash or even a fender bender. Just makes it, like, implode on itself with dark matter. Also, Pradeep's smashing his face into my leg right now. He wants his attention. Also, I bought... just for nostalgia's sake, I looked up Pokemon game, like fan game ROMs, right? And there's a lot of them. And I looked up the best ones. And then I found a website that takes those best ROMs and puts them on like little Game Boy Advance cartridges. They also do ones for like DS games and other ones, like fan-made games. And it's, I'll be honest with you, I went out to this like game store, GameStop or whatever, and bought, or I don't know if it was GameStop, but I bought an old Nintendo DS so I could play Game Boy Advance games. And dude, it's sick. It's freaking cool. It's they have this game. It's called Pokemon Rocket Red, where it's a completely different story. It takes place in the Kanto region, but it's a completely different story where you play as Team Rocket. And, you know, you start out like as a henchman of like Giovanni and all this kind of shit. And then whenever you, depending on your rank, the people that you defeat, you actually take their Pokemon after you defeat them, which is kind of sick, you know what I mean? And that might actually be how you accrue most of the Pokemon. I don't know if you eventually, I haven't made it I was like 2 hours in, so maybe you get Pokeballs as well, but the Nintendo Minotti, yeah. I mean, I'm not the one making money off of it, but have I played Pal World? I watched my friends play a lot of Pal World. I personally didn't really have any interest in Pal World too much. Nothing against it, it's just didn't really, I don't know, didn't really appeal. But yeah, there's like fan-made games, like the one was called Unbound. I have that. as well as some other ones, and they actually have like completely different regions, like whole new maps with different graphics. I don't know, it's just impressive to me that like Nintendo has this opportunity for the most part, I think, to just like go in and like steal that idea, or like maybe even pay them to take it, you know? Imagine that. Like, or no, you could sue them and then take it, right? And then just re-release all of that shit as a Team Rocket solo game. Now granted, I guess things are on the Switch now, so it'd be kind of hard to go do that, but that is so fucking cool that people like love games and stuff like that so much that they'll take time out of their life to produce like a full game. I don't like any other game that isn't Overwatch. Sam, you'll be proud of me. I haven't played Overwatch in like a solid month, dude. I'm done with that game. I've been playing Hearthstone Battlegrounds non-stop daily, and it's like pretty much like playing a slot machine for me. But every time I look back on like Overwatch shit, I'm just like, oh my god, how could I ever wasted any of my life on that bullshit? Am I having withdrawals? I'm actually not, though. It's kind of sweet. I'm like replaced my one drug with a new drug. It's still a Blizzard game, which is funny. You think Black Ops 6 will be good? No, I don't. I didn't even know it was out or whatever, or like a trailer for it. I saw that there was a lot of like E3 style events going on right now, but I'll be honest with you, probably not. It's probably going to be not good, because every Call of Duty game has been the same for the past decade plus, and none of them ever look interesting to me, or like they changed anything up, or it's always the same engine, right? And because it's always the same engine, it's just lame. Do I think GTA 6 will be awesome? I think GTA 6 will be good. I have a feeling, I think, what's his name? Dan something, wrote it before he left, as well as writing the third Red Dead. And maybe he has some sort of contractual obligation where they can't change anything in it. And so hopefully the story is cool. Yeah, I don't fucking know. I'm just saying shit. Black Ops 1 will all DLC is still $60. That's crazy. Gears of War got announced. That's cool. Does it look good? I got a lot of games. Maybe after this we can watch some games if we finish this story in some timely manner. Actually, let me see if there's... Do you guys know if there's like a YouTube channel that shows all the new game announcements? New games announced. Dude, everything announced at Summer Games Fest 2024. That'd be cool. Okay, we got a few there we can watch. Xbox Showcase was actually pretty lit this year. That's good. I'm glad that it's not just a big shit show. You want to watch Markiplier? Is he do like reviews of that stuff? IGN's a good source for YouTube for video. Yeah, probably what I'll click on here. IGN, everything announced. Yeah. Doom, really? A Doom game? Holy shit. Hell yeah. When I entered high school, I met someone named Stephanie, the person who would become my everything for over 10 years. I was a lonely, shy child, and Stephanie managed to make high school super fun. We had other friends, but at the end of the day, it was always Stephanie and me. We decided together to go to the same university and study business because she said that would open many doors. I thought it was a good idea, and the universe was on our side because we managed it. We got to share a dorm our first year there and moved off campus for the other 3 years. When we graduated, I thought it would be a good idea for us to have our own place so we could experience adulthood for the first time. But we needed jobs for that, so we both started looking. Stephanie got an interview at a nice company a few weeks. Stephanie got an interview at a nice company a few weeks after graduation. She got the job and managed to recommend me. I was encouraged to apply, and a month later I was working at the same place, and I really felt like we were sisters through and through. We found studio apartments on the same street, and they were reasonably priced. Stephanie said that we could be independent and still be there for each other, and this was a great idea. For most of my life, I couldn't believe that I had been so lucky to find my best friend. But this new living and working situation came with some very odd changes. I had long hours, then... my bad. Whoops. Yo, Iris, what's up? How we doing? Medieval Doom, is that what it is? You miss Red Dead Redemption? Yeah, dude, playing through Red Dead Redemption the first time, oh god, I love those experiences. Like, just a new Grand Theft Auto, new Red Dead comes out, and just like having that feeling of like playing through it, or like you haven't had any spoilers, no one said any stupid shit, you just got it, it's yours, and you're fucking trucking through it before anybody else ruins it for you with any of their stupid IGN thoughts or spoilers. But this new living and working situation came with some changes. I had longer hours than Stephanie because our I had longer hours than Stephanie because our roles were slightly different. It's hard and boring to explain, but I had to stay an hour more almost every day. At first, Stephanie waited for me so we could take the subway together, but the rush hour crowds were rough to manage. Eventually, Stephanie decided to leave promptly at the end of her day and run errands. She always checked on me, though, and I always sent her a message or a quick emoji when I got home. The thing is, I had something then that I didn't have since high school: time to myself. I could go to the grocery store alone, which is where I met Curtis. I'm a little quirky, so I was never interested in dating much when everyone else was, and I only remember having a 2-week boyfriend back in high school and sharing a few kisses with randoms at university. And it was nothing. Book boyfriends were all I needed to keep me satisfied in that sense, if you know what I mean. Curtis was different, though. Our carts bumped in at the supermarket, kind of like a rom-com actually, and he flirted with me pretty blatantly. He looked like the men in my books, and I just jumped at him. Figuratively, not really, because we spent that first night together. You know, I've always believed shy girls are only shy because they haven't met the one they want. In the end, it wasn't a one-night stand. He wanted something more, and he lived close by, and I was completely in. So it took a while for me to notice that I hadn't seen Stephanie in almost 3 weeks, and she was actually waiting for me after work one day and told me so. And I'm so sorry for being so callous. Just texting and sending memes was not enough. But she asked me what I was doing that day, and I told her about Curtis. To say that she was shocked is sort of an understatement. When I told her how serious things were going, she was even more surprised and worried. I assured her that everything was okay. I liked him very much, but I wasn't stupid either. However, I couldn't go out with her that night because he and I had plans already. She didn't like that and wasn't afraid to tell me. We had a discussion Where's Baby Pradeep? Give him a kissy. Where is he? He was behind me. Oh. He is behind me, but he's in like a weird spot. Blops 1 is $99.95 with all DLC attached. That's crazy. Wait, wait, Black Ops 1, and they're on Black Ops 6 now? And Black Ops 1 is still $99.95? Say what? Yeah, Red Dead 3 better be in Tahiti. That would be sweet. It's going to be, I mean, I assume they're going to keep going backwards in time so you like get even more context to like the start of whenever they were passing through that like snowy mountain and stuff. Which is such a cool idea, just like telling stories backwards, kind of. Are you saying Black Ops? No, it's a like Call of Duty Black Ops, like Black Operative or Black Operations, or basically very classified operations of military focus. World at War is the start of the story of Black Ops. Interesting. Smash Ultimate from 2018 is still $60. Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird thing about Nintendo games, especially if you get them at like Walmart or some shit. Is like Walmart always up ups the price to like physical media a lot. No frowns, what's good? How we doing? You're still on Mario. I got my son a Game Boy for Christmas, which I play more than him. That's awesome. A Game Boy, so like an old one or like a Switch? But if you want all the zombie maps, you do. That sucks. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like DLC should just be all included, and then you just pay for battle passes or whatever, skins or whatever the fuck. We had discussed this while growing up, how we never wanted to be the kind of women who forget about their friends when they get boyfriends. I told her this wasn't the same because I had made plans with Curtis before. Stephanie said that we never needed plans before, but I told her to start making them. Otherwise, we would spend days without seeing each other. I was acting cheerful during this conversation, but I could tell that she wasn't entirely happy. She sighed and said that we were going out the next night. And I had to promise to tell her everything. I thought that was an excellent idea. The next day, during our hangout, I told her all I knew about Curtis, everything that wasn't private, but she asked even more. She wanted to know where he lived exactly, where he worked, his height, his astrological sign, his birthday. I was confused, but told her what she wanted to know. Fuck. I was confused, but told her what I knew. Stephanie asked me to find out the rest, and I said I would because we were probably seeing each other in a few days. We had agreed to go to a new restaurant. Stephanie asked which one, and I answered, not thinking anything of it. She showed up on our date. That's kind of a jump. Hey, Fry, what's up, dude? We agreed to go to a new restaurant, and Stephanie asked which one, and I answered, not thinking anything of it. And believe it or not, she showed up on our date, uninvited. Curtis and I were already sitting at our table, and she just stood there. And the silence was awkward, so I looked at Curtis, biting my lip. He got my cue and invited her to sit. Okay, I didn't like that. And the next day at work, she came into my cubicle and asked if we could have a girls' night at my house soon. I loved that idea because I was trying to think of ways to tell her that showing up at the restaurant was not cool, but I was still unsure if it was a big deal or not, seeing as we'd known each other forever. We had our girls' night. It was fun and fatty and full of laughs. I brought up the whole date crash, and she skirted over the subject until I sort of let it go. Whatever, I thought. I didn't want to upset or hurt her by telling her that she was actually third-wheeling. Stephanie's dating life was kind of complicated. I didn't know much, but she went out with many men at university, and she said that it was the time. Stephanie's dating life was complicated. I didn't know much, but she went out with many guys at university, and she said that it was the time to experiment. In a way, I thought that she was the opposite of me, who just didn't care. I never saw the faces of the men that she met, and if she slept with them, she did it at their dorms or their apartments. What I knew was that she hadn't been serious with anyone either. Technically, I was the first to have a stable boyfriend, but a few days after our girls' night, I noticed that Curtis hadn't texted or called since the last time we saw each other, the day before that girls' night. He didn't reply to my messages, and I was starting to worry. I thought about calling Stephanie, but I didn't want to. Curtis and I wanted... Jojo Siwa's parents have connections. An article about her life keep talking about the people her mom knew who encouraged her to do things. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that's the best way to, like, find success in that realm is to know somebody who knows somebody. Yeah, it sounds like the friend is gonna be, like, obsessed with her or some shit, probably. Because they were best buds. Listen to Eminem's new song now. I'll be honest with you, I really don't like Eminem at all. It's nothing against him or anything like that personally. I just, like, his voice is so grating on my ears. He's always, like, so angry about shit, and the stuff that he sings about is just, like, I don't know. I just don't vibe with it. I don't really like his beats. I don't know. It's just not my cup of tizzle. I thought about calling Stephanie, but I didn't want to. Curtis and I and whatever went down with us seemed private. It also seemed stupid to panic after only a few days, so I waited. I decided to clean my apartment to pass the time, and that's when I found it. There was a shoebox under my bed. I didn't keep any shoeboxes at all. My parents were practically hoarders, and I had promised myself to throw out everything I didn't need. But this one was small, like the kind for children's shoes. I took it out and almost discarded it, but something told me to look inside. That was confusing. I saw a cloth napkin smudged with food, an old tube of red lipstick, some hair, and a vial of some black liquid. The interior smelled like incense, the kind that kind of gave me a headache. I didn't remember having this trash, but I grabbed the napkin and noticed that the new restaurant. logo. We hadn't eaten there since Stephanie crashed our date. I never took this napkin, which meant that only two people... I mixed two words together. Two people. Hey, Terry... Or wait. Is Terry here? I feel like I didn't even see her name, but I saw Fry say it. Oh, there she is. What's up, Terry? Do you want to see the voodoo I do? I never took this napkin, which meant that only two people were capable of making this box and putting it under my bed. A flash of something passed through my mind. My 2-week boyfriend from high school. We had broken up, and I was bummed in my room when Stephanie came to visit with ice cream and cookies at that time. I dropped a cookie accidentally, and it rolled under my bed. While getting it back, I found a sock that smelled like the shoebox, and I remember not being able to tell what it had inside. Stephanie took it before I could look further and told me not to worry about it because I was wallowing in depression. Not really, but fine. And she threw it away or took it home. I didn't care. So this shoebox had to have come from her, not Curtis. I had a strange feeling and took a picture, and I found a forum online and almost immediately... Wait, okay, I'm so fucking confused. Is the shoebox under her own bed? In her own house? Yeah, it's not, yeah, Eminem's like a good, I don't know. He's good at whatever the fuck he's trying to do. Like, he's obviously accomplished a lot, but his voice just sounds like nails on a chalkboard to me. It hurts. This is my story, not yours. Yeah, I'm the voodoo lady. Okay, I'm confused. A flash of... Okay, I didn't remember having it. I took it out. There was a shoebox under my bed. So it's her bed. Why would the weird voodoo shit be under her bed? Does that make... I guess we'll find out. I don't know why. This just seems really confusing. Unless, like... Yeah, let's start over. Let's start the whole thing over. I'm confused. It took it down and almost discarded it, but something took me... Okay, let me just read back for a second. I thought about calling Stephanie, but I didn't want to. Curtis and I, or whatever, went down with it. Seemed private. It also seemed stupid and panic after only a few days, so I waited. I decided to clean my apartment to pass the time. So she's cleaning her apartment. Okay. She's in her apartment. There was a shoebox under her bed. I didn't have any shoeboxes. Took it out, almost discarded, but something inside. It was confusing. I didn't remember having this trash. Grabbed the napkin and noticed the restaurant logo. That's weird. Why the fuck would... If you're like... I guess we don't know what it's from, but I'm assuming it's from the... It's from the fucking friend being weird. Yeah, but if you're doing voodoo, wouldn't you want to keep voodoo shit at your own house? Not at the person you're trying to do voodoo on at their place, unless it's part of the voodoo spell. Who here's an expert in voodoo? Raise your hand. Probably me. I probably know the most about voodoo than all of you. I know that you're supposed to, like, if someone blows their nose, you're supposed to, like, dip it in chicken honey. You're supposed to get like a conch shell, and kind of you get 2 conch shells, and you kind of like clap it together like you're. Woo. Woo, woo. Woo, 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 woo. That's like an official voodoo song. Don't sing it too loud. Bad stuff could happen. So the shoebox had to come from her, not Curtis. I had a strange feeling and took a picture. I eventually found a forum online, and almost immediately people told me not to touch it. Too late, I guess, but okay. They said it was witchcraft, the bad kind. I don't know what that meant, but someone went into further detail, and I was shocked by what she told me without me explaining anything about my life. This user wrote, asking if I had a boyfriend, and if so, I was probably having problems with him because that box had the intention of breaking us up. I replied that I hadn't talked to my boyfriend in days, and I think I knew I had done this, though. Oh wait, the voodoo worked? Dude, the voodoo actually worked. I should have known that, seeing as I'm kind of familiar with that stuff. How do you think I got 1 million subscribers, guys? Riddle me that, Batman. A voodoo recipe. It's because of my girth. Swinging my girth around all of YouTube headquarters until they gave me the subscribers I wanted. Black Ops 6 is on Game Pass. See, that's so weird to me. What? I'm confused. Why do they put like the new good games, well, not necessarily good, but like newer games directly to Game Pass? Does that make financial sense? Can I cast a spell that makes your weenus longer? All right, hold on. Ready? It's impossible. I saw the things I saw in the nether. They told me it just wouldn't fucking work out. Too small. They're actually gonna make it smaller. I'm sorry. They're gonna start shrinking it. The interesting thing is, whenever I go into a voodoo trance, I actually have to wait in like it's like, you guys perceive it as seconds, but I'm actually sitting in like a line, sort of like a DMV, for like hours, just sitting there, and get up and they're like, next. I'm like, hey, not you, sir, you're not up yet. Oh, God damn it. So then I wait another few hours later, and I finally get up there, and I'm number 400,622, and I say, hey, one of my subscribers wants to make their weenus bigger. Is there anything you can do for me for that? And they're like, hold on, let me look. And they're like cutting, they're going through some sort of files. You can hear them clicking away on their keyboard. Yeah, is it Psychonautica? Yeah, that's him. Yeah, that's nothing we can do there. It's a lost cause. All right. And then I come back like, sorry, guys. Sometimes it's just voodoo's not always the answer, guys. Voodoo is not always the answer to all your issues. Sometimes it works out. Other times, your weenus gets shrunken and hung on display. And someone's kind of like, almost like next to your like air fresheners in the car. Or like a little necklace. I replied that I hadn't talked to my boyfriend in days, and I think I knew who had done this. She told me that I needed to confront whoever did it and throw those items away after. I wasn't sure if I believed any of this, but I took the box with me to work, and during lunch, I went to find Stephanie. I asked her to come to the bathroom with me for a second, and she smiled. As we were walking, she asked if everything was okay with Curtis, and her little comment made my hackles rise, like she already knew. We went into the bathroom, and I checked if it was fully empty, and I took the shoebox out of my purse, demanding to know what she did. Stephanie denied knowing anything about it, but I knew she wasn't a good liar. I knew her, or thought I did, for years, and I even mentioned the sock. She transformed before my eyes, but turned to only look at me through the mirror. I don't know why, and I can only describe this moment as like... Hold on a second, I shouldn't have drank this. Fuck. I drank a little bit of diet soda and it gave me a sniffles. Or maybe it was the voodoo. Dude, you can't do voodoo. Sometimes it affects you negatively. Guys, nobody in chat request any more voodoo spells from me. I just can't physically take it anymore. What is the name of the video? I don't know. We still have to think of something fucking stupid. It's all voodoo systems. What's wrong with your immune system that the diet soda makes you sniffly? I'm gonna guess. Let me look at the ingredients. Probably the phenylketonurics and phenylalanine are probably having some sort of weird autoimmune response or immune response. Aspartame, yeah. Probs. It's weird though, because I don't really, like, this is normal diet Dr. Pepper, but I don't really get sniffly with the Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Interesting, huh? Doctor, I think I'm having a voodoo complication. Tell me more. Okay. Oh, fuck, man. She transformed before my eyes, but turned to only look at me through the mirror. I don't know why. I can only describe this moment as like that scene in The Little Mermaid where Ursula is Vanessa, but in the mirror, she looks like Ursula. Not as obvious, but the way Stephanie's face contorted in this sort of restrained anger was not normal for her. She was a bubbly, outgoing woman usually. Then, she took the box from my hands and threw it in the trash. After, she went back to only staring at me through the mirror and said, "Fine, I did it. What are you going to do about it?" And I just sort of backed up and tried to not make her look at me for real, but... Ever done Jim Scary Stories? I do believe, yeah, I've done like 2 volumes of that. I backed up but it wouldn't, so I stared at her through the mirror. Wait. The classic hidden villain reveal. I backed up and tried to make her look at me for real, but she wouldn't, so I just stared at her through that mirror. I asked her why she did something like that because I actually looked it up, and people told me that it was voodoo or whatever. And she started deflecting and asked if I had broken up with Curtis. I hadn't because I hadn't talked to him in a while, and she just started to laugh. That same creepy laugh. Okay, maybe it wasn't as dramatic as Ursula, but I swear it seemed that way. And she said it was over for me and him, and that I had... God. This is all like middle school girl dreams. She said it was over for me and him, and that I had to remember that she was my best friend, and I was hers. And she really dug into that phrase, "you're mine." And I just stepped back. I had no idea what was going on or what she meant, but before I could back away any further, she grabbed my hand. Her face did turn to me this time, but for some reason she couldn't look directly at my eyes, and her fingers started to move across my knuckles, almost in a caress, but not quite because I was trying to pull away. I asked her to stop, to look at me, and talk like a normal person. She was freaking me out. I don't know if I was yelling. I probably was, but Stephanie wouldn't stop. She tried grabbing my other hand, but I avoided it until my back hit the wall. I heard a small whisper with that same... Oh, man. Do you see the voodoo I do? Creepy old dude voice, yeah. I heard a small whisper come from her mouth. "You're mine. You won't leave me." She did finally take my other hand and did the strange knuckle caress thing, almost like she was counting each one slowly. I thought there was some type of ritual Wait, what? Ah! She did finally take my other hand and did the same strange knuckle caress thing, almost like she was counting each one slowly. But that caress started turning painful. She was pushing her fingers into the indentation between each knuckle, pushing hard. I couldn't speak. Although I wanted to cry out from the agony of the pain, I was just sort of frozen with my back against the tiled wall. I had no idea what would come next. I didn't even know if I was crying in that moment or not. All of this was just so insane, freaking me out. This was not Stephanie. Someone walked in. The door in that office bathroom was extremely loud, and like a spell breaking, everything just snapped back into reality. I almost felt like it had been a vision because I just blinked and Stephanie was at least 4 paces away and finally looking directly in my eyes. And she just smiled and said that we would talk later, and left. But we didn't, in fact, talk later. I waited because I was still hurt, confused, and curious, but Stephanie ignored me from then on and asked for a transfer from work after that. And she just cut me off fully from her life after, and I still have no idea why. Look, I know anyone else would have just cut her off first, but she was my best friend before that day. All of this was so strange and I couldn't understand anything. And as crazy as it sounds, the night of our bathroom face-off, Curtis actually called me and apologized for not texting sooner. He got spooked about us moving too fast, but snapped out of it that day and wanted to make it up to me. I find it hard to believe that this was all because of the box or whatever Sniffany. I kind of feel like I should start with this story. This one's pretty creepy. Oh my god. Hello. I love you, won't you tell me your name? I find it hard to believe that this was all because of the box or whatever Stephanie was doing to me in that bathroom. Anyone would easily explain it away as some coincidence, and I think of it like that, but sometimes I still wonder. Maybe. Also, if Stephanie felt like I was hers, why did she just cut me off? Not getting closure is really terrible, especially because the mirror stare... Also, if Stephanie felt like I was hers, why did she cut me off like that? And not getting closure is just terrible, especially because the mirror stare still remains fresh in my mind. And the pain in my God damn it. I'm so fucking close to this. And the pain in my knuckles hasn't left since that day. I still miss my best friend. How does the magnesium make you feel? It's just like relaxes your muscles and nervous system to help you, like, it takes a little while to digest, but after like an hour or so you kind of just feel a little bit like you're ready to go to beddy. And someone I saw earlier mentioned that I have diarrhea from it, but there's different types of like magnesium compounds. Some can be used for diarrhea and some can be used for relaxing your muscles. Yeah, the one that I take doesn't make my poop hole loose.
Just to clarify, just in case anyone was... I want to address the drama about my poop hole.
Make like a video. Addressing the drama. Hey guys, I wanted to clarify some things about my asshole. When I take magnesium, diarrhea does not just flood out of it like Niagara Falls. I have normal bowel movements, and all the little rumors you've been hearing are false. Ashwagandha. Please save me some ashwagandha. Alright, guys. We're gonna read the outro. You guys gotta think of something freaking funny for me to say. Think of the funniest shit you've ever heard and say it. Say it. Say it. Say something funny. Imagine being at like a stand-up comedy guy's special and like you're in the front row and you're just like looking at him like dead stare at his face, like pissed off, and he keeps like looking down at you like trying to do his act but just keeps seeing you like fucking pissed. And you're like, say it. Say something funny. Funny guy. Say it! Are you okay, sir? Pocket sand. He throws pocket sand on stage. Pocket sand! Alright. I got the outro. I should have it memorized, but I can't remember anything since that accident. Fellas, we gotta lock in. Can you boof magnesium? I think so. It's usually how I do it. Suppository style. Sexual style. Does anyone here watch Kill Tony? I've seen a lot of clips from Kill Tony, but I've never actually like watched a full thing. I do think it's brilliant though when it comes to like constantly, consistently monetizing and your the craft of stand-up comedy, because a lot of times stand-up comedians, like, they have their podcast, they, et cetera, they have their specials, but seldom do they kind of like host an event that allows many comedians to like kind of get a chance at revving their comedic engines. Split Second Magician with the 2 says, I offer thy shekels to the friendly lich spaceman. Thank you so much, Magician. Appreciate you. We're all naked under our clothes. Thongs in Australia are not what you think they are. Hey friends, thanks for listening. Click that notification bell to be alerted of all future narrations. I release new videos every Monday and Thursday at 7 p.m. EST, and there are super fun live streams every Sunday and Wednesday nights. If you got a story, be sure to submit them to my subreddit, r/letsreadofficial, or over email, and maybe even hear your story featured on the next video. And if you want to support me even more, grab early access to all future narrations and bonus content over on Patreon, or click that big join button to hear about the extra perks offered for members of the channel. And check out the Let's Read podcast, where you can hear all of these stories in big compilations located anywhere you listen to podcasts. All links in the description below. Thanks so much, friends. And remember... Wait. Rest in peace, the live stream? What happened? War and Peace, thank you for the 2. We'll do that. Thanks so much, friends. And remember, that sounded weird. Sometimes my voice, like, just kind of fucking slurs a little bit. Thanks so much, friends. And remember, the bunghole rumors aren't true. I don't know what everybody's been telling me about my bunghole lately, but don't listen to them. Said I was about to end it. I'm not going to. We're going to watch some video game footage and see if it's cool. Dude, here we go. You guys ready to watch some video games of the year? The paparazzi wants to get pictures of my bunghole. TMZ has a bounty out on my ass. Doot. All right, let's get it. You guys ready for the shit? Reactions. Oh, there it is. Yippee! Let's get right to it. Everything announced at Summer Games Fest. A little Quidditch bullshit. Wait, I hope they actually talk about it. Alright, we're just gonna watch footage. Quidditch Champions. I guess that'll be fun. What's this? Oh, Power Rangers? Oh shit, a fucking old school side-scrolling one? That's cool. I'm always down with that. Oh no. Legos. Oh wait. That's that PlayStation game, right? Oh, but it's like an RTS too? Interesting. Horizon Adventures, interesting. Wouldn't expect that mashup, to be honest with you. Oh shit. Oh wait, Power World Sakurajima update. Sweet. Civilization 7, holy shit. That could be huge. I never played those games though. Oh, a rock climbing game. Ah! That actually would be fun. I think I would play that. Karen. What's this bullshit? Oh, this is from the people of the Hyper Light Drifter. Hyper Light Breaker. Dude, I might play that game, honestly. Hyper Light Drifter was so sick. Oh, some Gundam bullshit. Let's go. Mecha Break. That looks cool. Oh shit, Genji. Girl Genji. Wait, what is this? Oh, just some anime nonsense. The First Descendant. I don't even know what to make of that shit. Operation Lightning Strike. Okay. Little first person. I never know to get excited for first person shooters anymore because they all... What the fuck? Are they the same shit? Delta Force Black down? Black Cock down? Okay, so just like a tactical game. Do a video game voice actor. I would love that, man. It'd be great. It'd be my dream come true. Some assassin. Oh, the last song. Demo available now. Sandworms. Wait, is this Monster Hunter? Yeah, this looks like some Monster Hunter shit. Yeah, dude, that game actually looks nuts. Oh no. Valorant, yay. Bunch of e-dating weirdos. I never wanted to play that game. Bunch of fucking Chinese spyware bullshit. We need your rootkit.
Strange.
Wait, what's this shit? Oh, is this Alan Wake? Like DLC, or what is this? Night Springs, Alan Wake 2 expansion. Okay, cool. Wait, is this... What is this? That kind of looks... Wait a second, sorry to go back real quick. It almost looked a little bit like Bioshock, like vibes a little bit there, at least with the combat. One more again. Yeah, just the vibes and the stuff with the... I don't know. I like first-person shooters that are like shooters that have a lot, like, the enemies have a lot of visceral reactions to shit. Oh, I thought she was pissing on those plants. Whoa. That kind of looks like fucking farming sim, but horror. That'd be sweet. Sleep Awake. There's like so much shit to take in all at one time, dude. You know, like, don't even know what to make of it. Oh, a fucking Ouija board game? Hell yeah. Play that on stream. Fear the Spotlight. That's gonna be a Markiplier game. The Simulation. Interesting. Is it just a zombie survival bullshit? That looked pretty cool. I've always really enjoyed the idea of like slow zombies. Like in like the Resident Evil like 2 remake. Those zombies were awesome because there was like a lot of like physicality to like shooting them. No More Room in... Was that No More Room in Hell 2? I didn't even know the first one. Oh yeah. Oh shit, what is this? Oh, that's that... Actually, every time I go to like say what I think it is, I'm completely wrong. Huh, I don't really know what to make of that, to be honest with you. Slitherhead, okay. Oh, Batman? Oh, dude, Batman game? Batman game? Batman Arkham Shadow. Okay, that'll be interesting.
Let's raise the stakes, shall we?
I'm curious if they'll... Oh yeah, that Star Wars game, that open world one. I am curious about it though. I have hopes that it's decent, but it also could be complete dog shit. You never know anymore with games, to be honest. Oh yeah, isn't this like a Dark Souls like but it's like Monkey King, Black Myth Wukong. That should be sick if you guys are into Dark Souls games. Justice. Okay, this just looks like one of those straight to like Xbox free passes. Oh, Dark and Darker. Oh yeah, I've seen people play that. It doesn't look too interesting to me, to be honest with you. Didn't it get taken down for a while? Is this Dune? Dune Legends. Poop. The Awakening. I don't even know exactly what gets me excited about a video game anymore. I gotta be honest, like, I get more excited about games that have, like, good physics than, like, just graphical stuff. New World, oh yeah, that's like an MMO. I'm not really into MMOs. Oh, dude! Fucking Space Marines, bro. Look at this shit. I actually think this should be pretty dope. Me hopes, me hopes. Space Marine 2. Gameplay overview trailer, September 9th. Okay.
Turn back before it's too late.
Oh, okay. You know, I like Dark Souls-esque games conceptually, but the one bad thing about Dark Souls games is that their combat, I know some people really like their combat, but like, there used to be a time where people would be really unique about how they would advance combat mechanics in a like hack and slash type game. But now, because Dark Souls was so successful, that sort of became the standard, I guess, for a lot of like combat style games like that. So you don't really see like studios ever trying to do anything that like deviates too far from just like basic hit registration for like a character. And you know, it's whatever. We got another 4 minutes of this shit. This looks interesting though. It's just like big combat. Tears of Metal. Interesting. Man, there's so many games announced. I love that games just all get announced at one time in the summer. I know it's a lot to compete with, but like, it almost makes me wonder if it's like smart to actually announce them all at the same time, because you might get like forgotten in like the sea of other stuff.
I'm meant to be in the arena, in combat. But instead,
I'm meant to work at GameStop. I was born for it. Only tough thing is it's like really hard to like gather what a game is about in like these like quick little teasers. You like really don't get much. But I do like indie bullshit like that. Whatever that is, I'll probably check out. Like, it's so hard to, like, pull any information from any of this, really, like, what kind of game things are gonna be. Anime? Holy shit. You ever go to Valley Forge Casino? I don't think so.
And we are not going anywhere. We'll be here a long time.
Holy shit. Oh my god, is he funding a skating game? Wait, which skating game is this? Oh my god, bro! Dude. Oh my god. That is so fucking awesome. That's probably like the one game I'm actually most excited about. The fact that they got Tim Robinson to do a commercial for a skate game is so fucking hilarious. Yeah, that's Skate 4 essentially, and it looks like it's like a shit ton of people playing at once. Just like an open world. Look at that. How many? There's like 20 people. That's like 20 people. That's awesome, bro. What's this shit? Fucking flashbang. Holy fuck. It looks. This looks awesome. I don't even just blow up a fucking toilet. Let's go. Oh, okay. Yo, bro, we're getting, what's it called? Cuff bust. Or guff bust. This is Overwatch. Oh, the finals. Okay, yeah. I didn't really get into the finals. Dude, that animation looks fucking insane. Battle Aces. Oh my god, fucking another Dragon Ball Z game. That's awesome. I'm always curious how far they can take things with the graphic, you know, the graphic fidelity matching the show. Sparking Zero. Dude, the names for like games is always so funny. Oh shit, what is this? Dancing Naked. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Oh, 2, okay. Holy shit, that should be huge. Kingdom Come Deliverance was a super successful game. Do I do? Haha, you clowns. I love that. Haha, you clowns. Oh shit, Sonic? Actual good Sonic game? Not dog shit Sonic game? No. I already can tell from the way they do those like auto-targeting bullshit. You know the controls are gonna be janky as fuck. Dude, they just need to stick to like just side-scrolling only. Just only side-scrolling or let somebody else fucking make it. I'm so sick of like Sonic games being like not fluid and really like weird. Among Us! Among Us! Yeah, baby! Hell yeah. Alright. It's just like all of my recommended stuff is just naked dudes. Alright, don't look at that. Wait. Well. Just go back and we'll watch the next one. Here we go. This one's 17 minutes. Oh shit, Call of Duty 6. All my recommendations is clothes dudes. Yeah, it's bullshit. I know what you mean.
Agency is compromised.
The agency.
Being hunted from the inside.
Oh wait, is this a new game engine? Probably not. But I have hopes deep inside myself. Dude, when was Call of Duty Black Ops 4 and 5?
God continue to bless the United States of America.
George Bush. Oh shit, bro. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, bro. Fucking Doom. The Dark Ages. That's fucking amazing, dude. 2025. I'm all for it. Do you guys ever have the feeling when you see like a video game that you're excited for, and then you just like secretly hope that the world doesn't end before you get to play it? I feel like that's how I'm feeling right now. Like, it's been so long since I've been like excited for a new piece of media, and I mean, it's not like Doom is like the biggest thing to me, but just like actually seeing stuff where I'm like, yeah, that'll be sweet. Like, I haven't felt that in like a while. I don't know what kind of zombie game this shit is, but I'm always down to try a zombie bullshit. Wait. 3. State of Decay 3. Dude, State of Decay was actually pretty freaking sweet.
This'll take more than you and me.
The Scout.
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
Also, is this? Oh, odd. Oh, I'm sorry. I was playing it in 420p. You guys love it when I play things blurry. Jesus Christ. I was like, why is it so dog shit? Just like auto played at 420. Just makes it laggy. Dragon Age, the Veil Guard. Okay. Wait, what is this shit? Actually looks kind of good. Wait. Oh no, is this fucking space game bullshit? The one where they made everything seem cool and then it wasn't? Oh, it's Starfield. Okay, yeah. Interesting. I don't know. I can't really get excited for Starfield anymore since it was kind of a letdown.
Just take a look at our Skyline Valley neighbors and
Wait, what is this? Fallout? Really?
the greatest scientific minds are
Is it an expansion
cooking up shocking new
for
ways
Fallout
to
76?
protect and preserve this Appalachian Eden. Yes, Skyline
Appalachian.
Valley is a stunning portrait of Mother Nature in repose. From the picturesque Shenandoah National Park to its majestic wildlife.
God, I really freaking hope that the next Elder Scrolls game is just like on a completely different engine with just some like, I just want to have my mind fucking like blown away. Like, I want it to be like one of those situations where you're like, is it even going to run on your PC kind of thing. Anime. Well, actually, kind of like this. Turn-based, but also like timing-based. Kind of like Paper Mario, but good graphics. I'm down. I like the animation style there. That's pretty sick. Oh shit, this looks kind of fluid. What the fuck is this shit? Dude, this looks interesting. The way it has like choppy frame rate kind of, but like not in a bad way. Soul of Midnight, interesting. Stop motion, yeah.
Azeroth, at last, awakens. The world's soul, so long denied me, shall be mine.
Oh my god, is it World of Warcraft? Please be World of Warcraft. Bullshit. It's World of Warcraft. Oh my god. That's so funny. That game has been around for so fucking long. Am I live again on Monday? I need more entertainment. I'll be live again on Wednesday night. We'll be reading some more stories. Oh shit, what?
This will be a sneaking mission.
What is this?
You must not be seen by the enemy.
No fucking way, bro.
No trace of your presence.
I did not expect a
This kind of infiltration
Metal Gear Solid game.
its speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment of
Interesting,
pure
bro.
on-site. That goes for food
Like
as well.
actually, like long enough between the last one to like,
Your name implies.
wow. Metal Gear Solid, what does it say? Snake Eater Remake. Interesting. Is this Sea of Thieves DLC bullshit? Or is this like a just Sea of Thieves Season 13? Oh my god. It's been going on forever. Video games. Be video gaming. Oh, I like that. Like it text-wise. Whatever the game is, I have no idea, but
Rulers of the Greeks and the Norse. The Egyptians.
I never really got like too much into like RTSs or like city building games too much. I did when I was younger, but as time went on, I just like Age of Mythology. Oh, Retold. Wow, they're just doing remakes now. That's kind of crazy. Oh wait, what is this?
When the life we think
Wait,
we know
is this Dying Light? Wait.
turns out to be a lie.
Wait, what is this? Is this Dying Light?
Scans clear. I'm going in.
Or is it just like a parkour game that borrowed from it?
Damn it!
This looks a lot like Dying Light.
Analyze. What am I looking at here?
Carrington appears to be targeting a research facility. If he attacks it,
Maybe just like a fully different DLC.
Agent Stark, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Huh.
I could use someone with your skills.
Yeah, scripted fight scenes. Oh, Perfect Dark. Interesting. Okay. I didn't really expect that, but we'll see what happens. I remember the Perfect Dark on Xbox 360 was... It had high expectations for it, but not great. Holy shit, dude. This is what hell is like.
The stone. You control nothing.
Just pulling apart all your oh, I was gonna say this seems like Diablo. It's weird how sometimes you can just tell from like the art what something's going to be. Oh my god, is this Fable? Bro. This looks amazing, just graphically. Is this actually gameplay? Dude, there's no way. Is this actually Fable gameplay? Or is this like...
But it's more than that. It's about the choices you make.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
You thought you could save her?
Dude, this is incredible looking if this is actual gameplay.
That's what defines you, isn't it? Really,
maybe it's just cutscenes.
Stays with you.
Man, I hope good things for Fable, dude. That would be so sick to get like a really, really high fidelity RPG. I mean, the last ones weren't good, but... And it is Microsoft, so we'll see what happens. Just trailer. I don't know, but the way they presented it, it would seem almost like misleading if it was only... What's this baloney?
Hey, over here. Ha 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 ha. Ooh, big head. Easier for sniping.
5v5 hero. There's so many fucking like Overwatch clones coming out. It's like kind of cringe. Don't they realize that Overwatch is not a good game to copy? You're only gonna drive yourself insane trying to make it.
And beauty out here.
I'm a little rat. Haha, I can't wait to find snacks.
Oh shit, another skateboarding game.
Forever, when friendships were unbreakable and any trouble.
Yeah.
This year, I want to write a flaming stab.
Life is Strange 6.
Yes.
What's your name again?
From Beethoven and Dinosaur.
Oh my god.
Adventure, a lifetime in the making.
This does look cool though, as far as
the teenage wasteland, sneaking out,
just graphically.
making out, avoiding the law, and maybe something a little more. Mixtape.
Trying fentanyl for the first time.
There have been noise complaints.
Okay.
Big whoop, bro. What's called mixtape. Oh, is this Microsoft Flight Simulator or whatever? Oh my god, they have air balloons. That's hilarious. Is this it? Is this Microsoft? Because that would be amazing. It looks awesome. Yeah, dude. Holy shit. That's awesome. Didn't the last one they made where they like used like satellite scans to create most of the world or something? The thing I love about the Flight Simulator games is that they actually... Elder Scrolls Online, oh my god. With the Flight Simulator games is that they actually like try to just like make it as real as possible. I feel like you don't see that too often with games.
Here, Sophie is
See some
still
oh yeah, nice.
The danger stalks our every step.
Wait, is this Life is Strange 9?
Can investigate both
Oh no, it's like some unique bullshit.
parallel world.
What the
It's
frick?
the same as this one, except
Except
you're
they've got little elves with their wieners out.
dead.
Oh. It is Life is Strange. Holy shit. I'm just good at guessing, bro. I am good at guessing everything. Indiana Pones. Dude, every time I see like a movie, like a game based with like a movie IP, I just assume it's like gonna be complete dog shit. Also, I feel like they've been wanting to make like a Indiana Jones movie game since like the Xbox original. Dude, the gameplay looks... I can't tell if it looks terrible or good, honestly. I would like... Yeah, dude, a new Wolfenstein would be sick. Oh, I can't wait to run away from a giant boulder. Holy shit, Gundam Wing with lots of colors. Oh, this does look cool. Bah. Bah humbug. Pew, 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 pew. Oh wait, we already, okay, mecha break, yeah, we saw that earlier. Sweet. Frickin' sweet. More Dark Souls bullshit. Literally never gonna stop making more Dark Souls knockoffs. Hi, kitty. Nothing is forever.
Go, tame the chaos that plagues the living lands, so that those who remain standing can shape its future.
They both deceive you. There is more wonder in this world than eyes
Shitting on the
alone
toilet?
can see.
Hell yeah.
You must
Obama.
open yourself to its
Obama 2 and
mysteries,
Obama 3
tend
remakes.
to its purpose, no matter how wild.
It's so funny how like Pradeep just like drags his face across my leg. Like, please stare at me. Dude, I love whenever games have bow and arrow. Like he'll literally like go down my leg like a stripper pole. Just like glide down it. Fall on his back. Also, why does Pradeep, like, he'll just, like, to be cute or whatever, he'll just sit there and, like, lick his paws. I feel like he does that, like, way more than ever. Oh, this is the new Assassin's Creed. But there's no sound. Oh, there it is.
Vengeance is a lonely path now, Believe me.
I hope it's good. I really need, like, a new Assassin's Creed that's just, like, fun. I don't even really... they always talk about, like, historical accuracy. I couldn't give two shits about that. I just want fun.
There is much we will learn from each other, Yasuke.
Actual decapitation. Oh, what's this? Looks kind of... Oh, wait! Wait a second. Is this Metro? This looks like... Oh no! Is this, Stalker? Dude, is this Stalker? Holy shit. Stalker 2. Holy fuck, it's here, baby. After all those years.
We're introducing a new all-digital
Don't
Series
care.
X
Just kidding.
and expanding color and storage options across the Series X
Whoa.
and S lineup.
It's got over
They'll be
1
coming to select markets
terabyte.
this holiday.
Oh no, here's the Gears of War. Oh shit, they still use that song. That's awesome. All around you, I familiar faces. What are places? Where is this place? Yeah. Oh. Well, at least you got the announcement. E-Day! Oh my god, that's a great name for it. E-Day. Holy shit. Fuck yeah. They announced it on D-Day, E-Day. People are gonna care more about that. Oh, hell yeah, dude. That looks cool. Video games freaking rock, bro. But, my friends, that is all she wrote for tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me while we check those out. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any other suggestions for things to check out in my Skibbity, I'm Skibbity as fuck. I'm filling my toilet with Skibbity all day. But yeah, thanks for chilling, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting. Like I said, I'll get this audio, as always, up and edited over on Patreon. It's only $1 a month there to get early access to the audio. Otherwise, I'll get it up on YouTube tonight, sometime between 7 and 9 p.m. EST. Excuse me. The hell was that? Was that Pradeep? And then I'll be back streaming Wednesday night. Wednesday. For another stream, recording some more scary stories. I think those ones will be about grandparents, I think. We've compiled some more of those. That was a popular topic, so it'll be sick. And, yeah. Otherwise, follow me on Twitter at Let's Read and Instagram at letsread.official. Be kept up to date when I go live next. Hit that notification bell. Smoke that Zaza. I'll see all of you in the next one. Love you, appreciate you. Stay frosty. Bye-bye.